We need no longer fear the banana. We need no longer fear the banana. The banana. 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 Damn it, Daniel. All right. Daniel Hoffman didn't like that one. Still setting up, guys. The banana. Hugging the donkey all night long. Each and every one of us is getting it strong. In the dong. Hugging the donkey. I'm just making sure all the settings are correct, and we'll start this show right away. By show, I mean cool super hangout. Uno momento. It's every day, bro. No, Thomas, right away. I was going to tell you guys when I started, but I'm going to tell you now since you brought it up, Thomas Baldwin. If the Orville starts playing during this show, go watch the Orville. That's much more important than my stupid show. But there's going to be a lot of us who have to wait for the show. I've already seen it, tonight's episode. So, you know, we'll hang out and chat before then or after then. No spoilers, please. Okay. Chat. Almost there. And here we go. Hey, gang, I'm JP, and welcome to Talking the Orville on Egotastic FunTime. Now, the whole purpose of this is just to say hello, to hang out, to talk about the Orville. There's a new episode tonight. Some of you, from those of you I've talked about this, have already seen it or are about to see it, and they're going to tune in. They're going to come into the channel here afterwards, but do not give spoilers. You can give like, I loved it, or I really loved it, or really, really loved it, but, you know, don't be telling us if anyone lost their leg. So what's going on, you guys? I'm still setting things up. If you can see my computer screen, I have 800 windows on this damn thing, and it's kind of pissing me off. So much to do. Hello, everyone. I am JP. I started this Egotastic FunTime thing and ended up becoming, just recently, Talking the Orville thing, because I saw the Orville, got really into it, and I'm like, you know what? I just wanted to make Orville videos instead of the crap that I was doing before, and you guys embraced all of it, and it's been amazing, and I can cry right now, but I'm not going to because I'm a man. But I've been a lifelong Trekkie. I'm also a month and a half long Orvilleite, but I'm actually thinking I'm an Orvillian because somebody mentioned the name Orvillians, and I'm kind of digging that name more. But I was, you know, as we all are, hoping to get another season of the Orville, and recently I just found out, all of us probably found out, that Seth MacFarlane recently said he is confident that they're going to be getting a second season. Now, whether or not we're going to be getting a third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, 12th season, that's going to be up to us to, you know, keep tuning in and buy laundry detergent, or, you know, whatever they want us to buy and watch to get more episodes. So I'm going to look and see what you guys are chatting. There's a lot of chatting going on here. I'm going to have a hard time keeping up with it, especially with my 800 windows open. Okay. So one thing that I do want to do, first off, let me go down some names. I've already said what's up, Thomas. What's up, Ripstar, Cheddar, Josiah, Awesome Sauce, Cheddar, one of my favorite cheeses. Awesome Sauce. I know Awesome Sauce has a YouTube channel. Check it out, you guys. Gonna have to. Okay, enough of that. This is going on. You guys talk amongst yourselves. We're going to get some stuff going. First thing that I want to do tonight is, and there might be some technical difficulties because this is my first live stream. There's a lot going on, but I do want to actually watch the preview. I haven't watched the preview for tonight's episode, The Krill. I've just been busy. And I'm going to see if we can actually get that going here now. It's just a 30-second preview. I wanted to talk about Priya as well. I was writing a review episode for Priya, and then after about 8 hours of writing, I'm like, this is too long. This episode's going to be too long. I want my videos to be 5 minutes long. So I decided instead that I'm going to start doing not reviews of episodes, but just dive in deeper into certain things that happened in episodes. My next episode is going to dive into Gordon Malloy's missing leg, which, by the way, the internet screwed that one for me. I have to watch the Orville the following day that it airs. I don't have live TV. I'm what some people call poor. So I stream my stuff the next day. Okay, I got this here. Let me do some wizardry to get this going. I'm probably going to have to, boom, it's working. Video streams aren't usually that great on these things, but we'll see.
Hello, open a hailing channel. Attention, krill ship. This is the USS.
I haven't done it yet.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, you're on.
Now?
Fox Thursday.
You are going to infiltrate the krill vessel. Be very careful.
I will.
To beat the enemy.
Switch them on. You ready?
Yeah. Become the enemy.
There were 100,000 people in that colony. We can't just let the krill murder them.
Orville, starring Seth MacFarlane. All new Thursday on Fox.
Okay, real quick, that krill.
Become the enemy.
There were 100,000 people in that colony. We can't just let the krill murder them.
Yeah. Become the enemy.
There were 100,000 people in that colony. We can't just let the krill murder them.
That sounds like Seth MacFarlane to me. Do you think Seth MacFarlane actually went as far as to actually play one of the krill? I mean, the makeup is so thick, it would be okay. Oh my God, I might have to look into that. All right, we're gonna have to, so what do you guys think so far? I mean, God, this is gonna blow my mind. There's so much chat going on. I don't know how I'm gonna keep track of all this. All right, there's a lot of stuff going on, but I do want to talk about the krill. We first saw the krill in the first episode, so I'm like, okay, those must be the big baddie. There was a quick mention of Priya escaping the krill. Of course, that was a story because she's a damn liar and a hot liar, but a damn liar. But at least she gave it up to the captain, which was nice. Somebody said they the krill remind them of the Jem'Hadar, which isn't the Jem'Hadar. Isn't that the that hunter race from Voyager with that badass holodeck hunting program? I don't know. You guys tell me. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to, oh my God, okay. I'm going to have to start shouting out some of this stuff, you guys. How can you teach an artificial life form how to play practical jokes? Going to take anything you say literally. Nick Mason. Of course, we're talking about Isaac not really getting how to tell a joke, which, of course, Isaac is definitely the Data, Mr. Data on the series. But what's interesting about Isaac, and when I do a spotlight episode of Isaac, there's going to be a lot of Data references going on because Isaac is definitely not only the Mr. Data, but he's the android. He doesn't understand human emotions. But what's different from him and Data is Data wanted to become more human-like. I don't know why. But Isaac would never want to be human. He thinks he's better than humans. And he probably is. All right, you guys go nuts there. I'm going to go to the next thing. This is going to be distracting, you guys. I'm sorry, I'm not good at this yet. But I do plan on doing one of these hopefully every Thursday while the show's airing. And then I'll probably not do them until the show comes back for a second season. But I do want to go for some Orville trivia, which I found on IMDb, which is where I found that information about Scott Bakula and Jean-Luc Picard. Patrick Stewart are going to be in the first season. Oh, it says it right there. Let me see if I can do a screen share. Which of course I can. Oh, and I just realized I had the screen share going on the whole time. That's how good I am at this, you guys. Thanks for telling me. And I also want to get to some of your comments from the actual videos. 99% of you are amazing, but there's a 1% of you that's not so amazing. All right, let's share the shiz. All right, so this is the best I can do right now, you guys. All right, so this first thing I'm looking at here, the ship is named after Orville Wright, which a lot of us figured out. And of course, one of the Wright brothers, the brothers successfully conducted the first free controlled flight of a power-driven airplane on some damn year in the world. And a lot of people were like, well, that's a stupid-ass name. I'm like, well, it's not as stupid as calling it the Wilbur. And then I did just find out there's a video talking about the quantum drive that the ship uses.
The biggest technological advance that has yet to happen to make a ship like the Orville possible will be what we call our quantum drive. That's how we define the propulsion system that allows our ship to travel faster than the speed of light.
Engage quantum drive.
I know the video is probably pretty
sometime in the last 20 years or so, the Mexican physicist named Miguel Alcubierre came up with a theoretical way of how you could warp space so that space behind you expands and space in front of you contracts at speeds greater than the speed of light. And this was the first sort of theoretical demonstration that it was possible to build something like a warp drive. One of the things that will prove to be the key to doing this, if we ever manage it, is the creation of something called exotic matter. There are theoretical reasons to believe that there might be a form of matter that has what we call negative mass. So if you had like 5 pounds of this stuff and you put it on a bathroom scale, the scale would say -5 pounds. And negative mass, negative matter, has an anti-gravity effect. So it pushes on the space around it. And if you could make enough of this stuff and organize it properly, you could create a system for stretching space behind you, shrinking it in front of you. And space itself can actually be expanded and contracted at speeds many times greater than the speed of light. And that's the key to building a warp drive.
How far away?
With quantum drive at maximum 6 minutes, 21 seconds.
If we can prove it exists and if we can figure out how to make it, I'm 99% confident that someday a ship like this could be built using that as a propulsion system.
Wait, before you click away.
No, I'm clicking away, buddy. So basically, I guess they're using real science or the theoretical science, I guess, to explain how they go fast into space. They got this antimatter that can, I guess it's negative. Well, it's antimatter, it's negative matter, so they can push themselves, they can propel themselves onto the show. There's still so much to learn about this show. It doesn't have much canon yet. I mean, I do a lot of research, and I'm looking into histories of characters. None. There's nothing yet. How their theories go. There's hardly anything to dive into now. I just did the Lieutenant Lamar episode, character spotlight, but there was hardly any character yet. So I'm basically, as we learn more, I'll do a part 2 and a part 3 and a part 4. All right, I'm so sorry about all the windows. One quick thing, you guys, I do want to give a shout out to my recent Patreon pals. I'm gonna be doing that in the episodes, but I might as well do it here because it's gonna be a couple days before I get my next episode. I want to say shout out David Woodfill. You are my favorite test. Well, you're all my favorite. Drew's Corner YouTube channel. Check him out. He's got some really cool nerd talk going on. Manya Baker Newhouse. You just came in today, I think, or maybe last night. Peter. We know about Peter if you saw my last episode. I want to wear his skin. And then awesome man, Romaine. Dude, you're awesome. And that's about it right now, you guys. That's all I got. That's all the newbies. That's the current shiz. Wow, this conversation is crazy. I didn't know you guys. There were so many of you going to be here. I was thinking maybe 10 people, and I'll be able to keep track because my brain don't work so good, you guys. But also, let me get some. So, have any of you actually seen the new episode? I don't have the opportunity yet. Most of us don't. This is something Seth MacFarlane would like. Thanks, Cheddar. Yeah, the year was, I don't remember the exact year, but it's in the 2500s, probably the mid 2500s. Mr. Pete, 8680. ATX Tube, you might want to be careful. Barkley might want some of his bitches back on Holodeck 4. Yes, Nick. Peter does put the lotion on his skin. All right, besides, yeah, right. We got a little bit of that dichotomy. We got a little bit of that holodeckness going on with that Western step up to the streets little bit, and Captain Mercer, which actually was cringy for me. He took Priya to the holodeck or the environmental stimulator on that pretty planet with the raccoon gods, whatever. God, that was so cringy. I'm like, dude, you just met this girl and you're gonna take her on just because she flew really well. You're gonna take her on this trip. I mean, this little, pretty picture holodeck excursion and tell her some personal stuff. Cringed, but it worked. Actually, it didn't work at all. She probably meant to sleep with him just to get what she wanted. Yeah, Cheddar, it really did feel forced. I mean, I understand why she would sleep with him, but the whole thing at the end where she's like, oh, maybe this can really work, and he's, thinking about it. It's fine that she said that because she's still trying to work her game, but I don't think there's a chance in hell she meant that at all. But I do have some thoughts I wrote down on her. Let me see if I pull them up. Oh my God, this is just, I need 8 more screens. Okay, here we go. I wanted to talk about the time travel bit with her. Okay, I can't find it. But basically what I wanted to say about the time travel thing was I think it's cool. She came from the 29th century. I think Enterprise also had some dude that popped up. The Enterprise series, some dude from maybe the 28th century or the 29th century. Wait, I'm done with this song. Let's do I'm getting it. Yeah, they had people pop up from the future before, and even on TNG, the dude who played Max Headroom showed up. Oh, I'm from the future, but it turns out he was actually from the past, just doing a ruse. But it was cool that Priya was using that stable wormhole to travel to the Orville's time period, and then they ended up Mercer ended up destroying it, as you know, closing the entire anything she's ever done. He actually changed her future and her past by closing that out. She's never been, to the 25th century at this point because the wormhole's closed. And but the crew of the Orville will remember her because it's a time paradox, which means that they could do a future episode where she eventually does figure out how to go to the 25th century, but has no memory of ever meeting the Orville crew or any of that stuff, but they'll remember her. So it could be like her, Mercer's, someone said it'd be like his Vash, that chick that Picard would pop into every once in a while. And by pop into, I mean pop into. Let me get some longer songs. Using all my free YouTube songs, the ones that are allowed to be played. So I do have better taste in music. It'd be bad. Yeah, we closed that wormhole. Hello, McFly. McFly, hello. Yeah, we closed that wormhole, and that's why she disappeared. Meaning that all timelines, all activity that wormhole ever did, ever produced, time travel wise, was closed and erased out of history. None of that time travel that wormhole provided ever happened. But the crew of the Orville remembers it because it's a paradox. Yeah, Nebadon, if I say that right, Nebadon or Nebadon Adams. I've been excited about television, certain shows, comedy or whatever, especially Parks and Rec. I love Parks and Rec. I still watch that every day. But as far as sci-fi goes, we've had shit for sci-fi for the longest time. And even when we do get sci-fi, even if it's good sci-fi, it's like dark and dreary. Don't forget to recycle because this is the future you're going to get, that type of stuff. Finally, we get something that's optimistic, true 90s, well, even original Star Trek style. I mean, the show is not a Star Trek parody. It's an homage to all sci-fi, the dystopian sci-fi, with basically it's wearing Star Trek skin for the most part. All right, I'm going to stop all Orville conversation real quick. Oh, I already did that song because, oh my, damn it, what's wrong with me? Mr. Pete 8680 says Parks and Rec had a time skip. I want to know what you're talking about. Explain yourself. I'm not going to read anybody else's comments until I see Mr. Pete. Oh, you don't even have to, Mr. Pete. You're talking about the 3 years skip between season 6 and season 7. Yeah, they went from 2014 to 2017. I get what you're saying, man. And you know what? That season was great, but it was weird. It was weird. I wasn't digging the futuristic stuff going on. And spoiler alert, the first half of the season, Leslie and Ron weren't, they were at odds. Didn't care for that. I consider that a gravy season, but I think the show officially ended on the season 6 finale because that was just like a perfect culmination of everything. Anyway, back to Orville. Yeah, Nebadon. Man, you need to phonetically tell me how to say that. Nebadon Adams. It always has something to do with the tachyons. You either got to increase the tachyons or decrease the tachyons to fix most sci-fi situations. We need more time skips, not travel in shows. Yeah, I get that. Some shows do that more often. I can't think of a specific example, but I know there's shows where it's like all of a sudden, either months or, a year or two. Oh, Doctor Who does that. I mean, I'm not talking about time travel. I mean, all of a sudden a ton of time has passed before the companion has seen him again. Nebadon. Can I pronounce it? Nebadon. I like that caffeination, Joseph Duffy. He doesn't say my degree is in physics. He says one of my degrees is in physics. That tells you right there. Professor Smart Brain. Or chronotons, yeah. Now, that's a good question. I have no idea what the difference is between speed-wise hip-fire gaming between quantum drive versus warp drive. I mean, I know that, warp drive, God, I used to know it was speed of light times a cajillion, I think it was, or something like that. And then you can do it. You add on another cajillion every time it goes up another warp factor. I don't remember. And I know it's like warp factor 10 is like, you can get like 9.9, but actual 10, that's like absolute zero. You never actually get there. But I don't know. They might have eventually said, no, we'll go faster than 10. Mathematics. Now, Professor Dunphy, were you the one that earlier said does mathematician count as being a nerd? Because I'm not even going to answer that question. I'll let everybody else answer that question. I would say yes. I would say that's more nerd. Well, at least the classic example of nerd, as opposed to geek. Even though they're kind of, you can switch them back and forth nowadays. Boom, Nick Mason. Yes, time travel. I always love time travel if they do something like a time loop type of thing. That's always fun. But yeah, time travel is getting a little as well, just because it really opens up plot holes and stuff like that. Like, it's hard to not jack up. You know, you're always going to miss something when writing a time travel episode, you know, you're not going to think of because there's too many variables. But multiverse, I like that, especially since, you know, they're going to do something on the show. I don't know when, I don't know what season, but you know that there is a mirror universe type scenario coming up. And somebody mentioned, and I thought this was amazing, is that they'll finally have a mirror universe episode, and the Orville, you know, Mercer and them figure out that they're in the bad. Turns out they're in the bad mirror universe, and the other universe is the good one. I thought that'd be hilarious. Like, they meet the better versions of themselves as opposed to the worst versions of themselves. Yeah, quantum mechanics would be a quantum drive, but wouldn't it zip through all quantum realities? I don't know, Nick Mason. All I know is that it's a real theoretical. Well, it's a theory right now. Some scientist in Mexico came up with it not too long ago, and they're just working off that. You know, just like Star Trek used to do. They take something kind of loosely thought out, and then, you know, fill in all the details, you know, a couple hundred years later. All right, Doug 34, you're talking about the first officer in STD looks and talks like Lorian from Babylon 5. That I don't know. I don't know Babylon 5 well enough. It's been so long. But I did know someone brought out to me that, or pointed out to me that Isaac, and it actually was to the point where I really had to listen. They say they sound just like Brent Spiner. And so I started listening. I'm like, oh my God. He literally does sound like Brent Spiner. But then, you know, I hear certain words being pronounced. I'm like, no, that's not Brent Spiner. I can't remember the dude's name. Let me look up the cast of the Orville. Oh wait, I got it on IMDb right here. I know it's a young dude. He's the one, if you look at cast pictures, you're like, who's that dude? I've never seen him before. Well, that's Isaac. Let me bring up a picture of him. Let's talk shit about him. And boom, there he is. Oh, okay. I recognize his name, but for the wrong reasons. All right, this will be probably a small picture. Let's get the share going, you guys. Tell you right now, Google Hangouts really needs to get some shortcuts going on for sharing stuff. All this clicking is annoying. All right, we got Mark Jackson. He's an English actor. Oh, that's interesting. He was born in a place with those words in England. British parents, well, yeah, of course. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Let's see what else he's been in. We got the Orville, The Kissing Booth, blah, 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 British stuff. Whoa, he's got a writer credit in the Orville. Written episode 1. Oh, well, not much details. Anyway, that's funny is Mark Jackson is one of my first improv teachers was Mark Evan Jackson, who is, you might recognize him from Parks and Rec. He plays like the lawyer. He was also in that new King Kong movie, Skull Island. I don't know what he played in that. I didn't watch it. So that's why I remember. But I'm only name dropping because this dude's name's Mark Jackson. So don't be all on my ass, you guys, for name dropping. All right. Oh, real quick. When I'm putting that stuff on the screen, is it actually showing up on the screen? Somebody let me know, because I'm still figuring this thing out. And also, like I said, I got 800 windows open. The krill aliens actually sort of look like the old sea monkey ads. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. But you know what also looks like the old sea monkey ads? Let me see if I can find them. That's funny shiz, you guys. All right. I don't know what his race is called, so this is going to be, this might take up to 2 minutes, so bear with me here. But I'm going to say, if you guys, oh, no, I'm going to find him real quick here, I think. I don't know what he's called, but he's the one that was holding that pillow that says, "Have a slimy day." Now, eventually, when they start fleshing out some of the characters and stuff like that on the show, as well as the aliens, because when I'm watching episodes now, I'm like, ooh, what's that thing? Ooh, who's that? What's that? What race is that? There's a ton of stuff in the background. Tons of, makeup actors walking around with probably no backstories, but very fleshed out looks. Oh my God. We got everything but this dude. Let me see if I just type in "have a slimy day." Is this music making anyone else tired? Boom, right there. All right, let's do this. I want to know more about this guy. Who is that guy? Who is he giving that pillow to? Also, I think it's strange that we actually have replicator technology, but we don't have teleportation technology. When really, aren't they both kind of similar as far as, what makes them work? And also, oh my God, I got to make a "have a slimy day" pillow. I could totally do that. Or not a pillow, a t-shirt. Yeah, I do my best to make t-shirts, you guys. But you got to be careful. I do it on Amazon.com, and you got to be careful not to steal people's properties. You got to create your own, original stuff. But I try to create it, close to looking like what thing I'm trying to represent. Stare at the slimy guy. He's a sea monkey. And he wants to put his sea monkey slime inside you. All right, we need some better drinks on the bar. Here we go. I just hit the party button. I hate to admit that I'm not getting this reference. Mr. Pete, 8680, I'm talking to you. Don't hate on B5 Trekkies. Chekhov is in B5. What's B5? I'm sure I know, but oh, Babylon 5. Never mind. I always do that. I don't get something. I ask the question. As soon as I'm done asking the question, my brain kicks in. Just a couple seconds too late. Interesting bit of trivia about Chekhov, and by Chekhov I mean Walter Koenig, the actor. His son was Andrew Koenig, who played Boner on Growing Pains. Some of you people who are a little older like me might remember Growing Pains with the highly mentally stable Kirk Cameron on the show. And his best friend was Boner. And in the words of George Takei, hello, Boner. If you don't get that, it's a Howard Stern reference. Okay, Casey O'Rourke, you leave this stream right now. Go watch the Orville. Come back afterwards. Maybe we'll still be here. I can't watch it tonight, so I can hang out for a few hours and chat and get freaky with it. At some point, I'm going to take off my clothes, and we're all going to get in a big old pile. And it's going to be awesome. Yeah, you know, Nick Mason, I got tired of 70s porn music. I'm like, let's move this up. You know, everyone's like always going, wow, chicka, waka, taka, 70s style. I'm like, no, let's put some synth in there and, you know, get it, you know, a little bit more modern, a little bit more cocaine style, and less ganja style. See you, Casey O'Rourke. Thanks for stopping by. God, he's going to watch it right now. Does anybody else have the opportunity to watch it? I don't have the opportunity to watch it. Not till tomorrow. I'm going to watch it on Hulu. Hulu does count as long as you're not watching it on a phone or a tablet. But even though I watch it on Hulu, I'm going to go to the Fox app, play it. You know, I'll just minimize it in the background or something like that. That way you get some, you know, it's like getting extra votes when you're voting for American Idol. You know, Trixie Hopses. I might play it 500 times. We'll see. Just put it on repeat and go to bed. All right, enough of that 80s porn. Let's do 90s porn music. Anybody remember when in the early 90s hip hop music had a lot of, like, you know, horns and stand-up basses, but also the, you know, kick and beat? And people were rapping like really fast, but it was about, you know, society and education and injustice, and not like about AKs and, you know, stuff like that. Though I do like AK-47 rap music from the 90s as well. Cheddar, you were born in the late 80s, so it was around, but you wouldn't have been into it yet. You were probably, you know, Ninja Turtles, which, to be fair, I was in the Ninja Turtles too, so there's crossover. All right, Tiger Heart, you're about to go watch it. It's like I'm sending people off. Okay, your turn. It's your turn. You go watch it now. Starts at 10 p.m., 5 minutes from now. And I want everybody to know, feel free to leave, because the Orville is much more important than this show. And what's crazy, I wanted to bring up is, you know, I've been a fan of Seth MacFarlane since he popped up in, what was that, the very late 90s? 2000 on the dot, 99 on the dot, maybe a couple years earlier. You know, since the series premiere of Family Guy. I've been into all, you know, ever since. I don't love everything he does, but for the most part, he's right up my alley, okay? And 2 weeks ago, I never would have thought that I actually owe Seth MacFarlane a solid. He came out, he did the Orville. I love the Orville. I started making episodes about the Orville. I just only planned on making one episode about the Orville, you know, the similarities between Star Trek and the Orville and why I love it. And then you guys found it, supported me, and I'm like, okay, that was great. let me make another one real quick because there's some other news that interests me. You know, Patrick Stewart. I have other Patrick Stewart videos way back in the catalog somewhere. I'm like, let's talk about that. And you guys love that one even more. So I'm like, that's it. I'm doing Orville videos from now on. You know, I'll eventually do some other, you know, my other topics as well. But I think my new direction on the channel, and it's because of Seth MacFarlane's The Orville, my new way of presenting this channel is Egotastic FunTime is not a show. Egotastic FunTime is a channel, just like a network, like NBC. Actually, no, it's just like NBC. And I'll do shows. Right now, we're doing Talking the Orville. And, you know, Talking the Orville will go on hiatus until we get season 2. So I'll talk about other things that are going on. You know, I'll keep it, you know, localized, something that's crossover, something that Orville fans are going to be interested in. I got a lot of stuff to say about Star Trek, not just Discovery. I don't have a lot to say about Discovery yet because I haven't dived deep into it yet, but I have other, you know, I want to talk about TNG and stuff like that. And, you know, maybe sometimes I'll throw in a couple of, you know, talking all raw about chicks type scenarios and then go right back into, you know, maybe a Marvel movie or something like that. Oh, that's a good song for a free, watered down corporate song. Yeah, I agree. Seth can do more than comedy. Also, he sings. I mean, he sings jazz music. He does it well. I'm not into jazz. Jazz is basically the spoken word of music to me. And yeah, we get it. You know a lot of chords, and you can throw them in whenever. Though I appreciate jazz. I understand it's hard. You know, and he writes, and I'm sure he's had his heart broken before, and you know, stuff like that. I actually really, you know, American Dad's great. Cleveland Show is great. They're not as great. Some people really love American Dad. I just catch it once in a while. I love that alien dude is kind of like Paul Lynde, if anybody knows who that is. That's amazing to me. But yeah, I love Family Guy, but you know, Family Guy is sometimes hit and miss as well. Ted 1, I really enjoyed. Ted 2, and I actually turned it off halfway point. I'm like, I get it. They'll solve their problems at the end. I was kind of bored with it. Sci-fi movie reviews says, I'm going to assume it's Nonel 03. Nonel is a distant relative of Superman. Nonel 03 or Nonel or No Nell 03. I will. You know, I actually have a hard time doing full reviews. I prefer to take something about the movie, a piece of the movie, and then talk about that, or something that's like makes you think about the movie, or it's like I just did one about just like a week ago. I did one for Thor Ragnarok. It's not a review, but it's all about, you know, the upcoming movie, what I like about it, what I'm interested in, but it really focuses on why Thor cut his hair for the movie and how it ties into the comic book. And I want to dedicate this video to all our homies who aren't here anymore from the Orville. Actually, hasn't only one person died? And we didn't even really know her. She doesn't deserve this. Let's get some more upbeat. Oh, yeah, Paul Lynde did a voice of a rat in a cartoon. Yeah, I can't remember either. You know, it was like a 60s cartoon, which I've watched a bunch, but you know. Okay, Black Lotus 30. Orville started now. Bye. Get out of here. Leave. I love that you showed up for this. Now you're all primed and ready. I fluffed you. You can go watch the Orville now. All right, Buck Leal. Let's see if I'll catch anybody else. I'll try to keep an eye out for the people that are going to watch because you all deserve a shout out. Peace, nerds. No Nell 03. Nonel 03. No Nell 03. Yeah, Cheddar. Cheddar says, I think I like Discovery, Star Trek Discovery, which is fine. You can like whatever you like. I'm sure there's great stuff about Star Trek Discovery. But yeah, it does completely disown the spirit of Star Trek. That's my problem with it. I mean, if they called it something else, some other show, I'd be all into it. Dichotomy! Is that the super chat thing? Yeah, I looked before I started. I was like, "What's super chat?" And it says people can tip, and I'm like, "Oh well, I'm not a waiter. I like money. I don't have enough of it." Y'all know me. Give me all your money. Dichotomy, you are the best. Why not? Why not? And I think I read that Dichotomy, because you tipped, you can say all you want and you're going to be showcased and everybody can see you and they have no choice except for to avert their eyes. The Orville show in California starts at 9 p.m., I believe, which would be 3 hours from now, if my math is right. Boom! Bob Mathis, I just said that. Wait, Bob Mathis, Friedman. Now, I'm from California, born and raised, Southern California. I don't surf because exercise. I'm allergic to it. But I'm in the middle of, I'm in Oklahoma now for the last few years, and I want to go back, but I can't afford it. Maybe if this channel blows up, which isn't even on my register, I'm just happy that we're here chatting. So it's all about us chatting. I'm lonely. But yeah, my dream is to move back. Yeah, I'm really. Oh, Bob Mathis, Friedman, your mom's from Oklahoma. Do you remember where in Oklahoma? I've learned the names of some places in this state. I think of Discovery as some completely new series that's doing its own thing, which is respectable. That's fine. That said, the Orville is much more true to Gene Roddenberry's vision of the future. Yeah, Cheddar, you're totally right. That's the thing. Discovery could, on its current path, it could be the best show in the whole world. And I hope they make great stuff with great stories. But I just know that which show Gene Roddenberry would prefer to watch. If he had his choice to watch Star Trek Discovery or the Orville, he's like, oh, the Orville, that's my vision. And then he probably crossed his arms like, too many dick jokes. Meh. Unfortunately, I don't have a playlist. I have to keep picking these songs one by one. And I don't know what these songs are going to do sometimes. And I'm like, oh, it's a crappy song. Dichotomy. The Orville is Star Trek now. Straight to the point. It is. It is Star Trek now. It has the soul to it. Yes. And in one of my videos, I stated it was episode 2, the one Command Performance, all about Alara. Just think about Alara real quick. Actually, you know what? Why am I not showing pictures of Alara right now? For no damn reason, really, is the reason I should be showing them. I don't need a reason. But that episode, Command Performance. Oh, come on. Apparently there's a company called Alara. Strategy plus creative. Here we go. Let me find the best one. They still don't actually have great pictures of her yet. We'll just go with this one. It's the one I used to make my thumbnail for the episode. It's a pretty one. I need a producer to get all this stuff going for me while I just chat and talk to you guys. But that's not going to happen. I'm a one-man show. Pretty sure I always will be. There you go. Feast your eyes upon the little lady. Oh, I'm going to pull up another picture of her in a minute, too, after you guys, do what you need to do while staring at this. But anyway, Command Performance is when I realized, boom, this is Star Trek. They really, had a character that was, losing confidence in themselves, and they had to go through a struggle to gain the confidence. I'm like, oh, we learned a lesson. We learned to, trust in your team and work together. And it wasn't a bunch of dick jokes. And I'm like, this is Star Trek now. And also I noticed that the production value was way better. And she had eyebrows, which besides you're making it easier on the makeup, I don't think that's the main reason they did that. They probably were like, God, if we're doing close-ups of her and trying to get internalization of her emotions, having a big old thing on her forehead is just not going to work. Yeah, Blair Ashby, I'd let her open my jar of pickles too, but I would also wince because she's very strong. I just don't want her to detach the pickle, if you know what I mean. If you get euphemisms and innuendos, and basically I don't want her to rip my penis off, basically is what I'm saying. Okay, Doug 34. Yeah, definitely her eyebrows bring out her eyes better. Which I mean, I didn't even notice that she had eyebrows yet until that first scene where she had a dilemma on the bridge, and they did a close up, and she just standing there thinking, And I'm like, holy shit, she has eyebrows. But I want to show you guys something. This picture I found. Let me see if I can find it. Let me stop sharing, so you can just watch me Google search. I'm gonna do I'm gonna put on my Google search face. Let's see here. Okay, I might just be able to find it right away. Okay. I need to find a bigger version of that. Here we go. Okay, this is some conspiracy theory stuff, and I'm gonna be doing an episode about this eventually. It's just gonna have to be a while because there's just so much to talk about before I get to it. I might bring it up in the Gordon's missing leg episode, because that also is a conspiracy theory episode. There is a conspiracy with Gordon's missing leg, and I want to expose it to you guys. All right, but first off, look at this shiz that I found. This is ridiculous. It's Alara. She's not ridiculous, but this is ridiculous. Look at that. This is from the pilot episode with the banana ray. This is when the Krill attacked, and they're taking cover and trying to save the doctor. It was also on an episode of Star Trek at one point. And they're shooting back this and that. They're going to escape. Look at Alara's forehead. She got the thicker makeup on, but there's her eyebrows. She has eyebrows in that picture. What's up with that? Thanks, Blair Ashby. I've been doing this channel for 2 years, and it's been a huge failure, and I've been doing it. It's taken up all my time for the last 2 years, all my free time. I get off work and I just work on the show. And it's been a huge failure. And then 2 weeks ago, when you found me, is when I did my first Orville episode. And I owe everything to the Orville. And basically what I owe to the Orville is a debt of gratitude. That's not even a freaking word. A debt of gratitude. Just because my whole thing about doing this channel is I just wanted to bring people in so that we can do stuff like this. We can chat. We can have conversations. One of the great things, besides, I've been getting thousands of comments, you guys, thousands on the videos, and yeah, people are talking to me. Some people, I love your show, which is great. And some people are like, oh, you're a fat dick, and which is not great, but that's few and far between. But the thing is I see you guys talking to each other. And that was what I always wanted, and that's what I've been seeing. And so I'm going to hug Seth MacFarlane when I see him for just coming up with a great show that inspired me to start this. Just kidding. All right. You guys done looking at her? But anyway, what about those damn eyebrows? What the hell is that? Did a fan Photoshop that, or did the show Photoshop that in order to maintain continuity? I don't know. But I'm back. And actually, let me go on to one of my videos here. Let me see if I can find some awesome comments and some not so awesome comments. Some not so awesome comments I let through. I let them stay because I'm like, well, that's just someone who has an opinion, and it's, you know, it's not mean or anything. It's just they have their opinion. And then usually anything that's like abusive, I don't let through. Not because I'm like, oh, I don't want people to read that. Mostly it's because this is my channel, and it's the only way I can. It makes me feel good to say, you know what, no one's going to read what you wrote, and you spent all that time writing it. This isn't a democracy. This is egotastic fun time. I'm a dictator. I hunt trolls for sport. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's see comments. Actually, let me go ahead and share the screen. I mean, it might be tough to read, but we'll see. You guys just zoom in your shiz. The way you can see what I'm seeing, you don't have to see my dumb face the whole time. I know I don't like seeing my face the whole time. You know, I like editing the show, and I like talking with you guys, and I like writing the ideas and the scripts and stuff like that, and you know, just coming up with stuff I want to throw in while I'm editing. But the part I almost like, well, I hate it. I hate doing it, and I don't know why, is I hate the actual recording part. It's the easiest part. It's the quickest part. But God, just, you know, I'm like, okay, I got to sit here and I actually have to do this thing. That's the part I'm like, why can't someone else do it and I'll just edit it? Martin Guzman said, Fox better not cancel the Orville. I didn't like it when they canceled Sleepy Hollow. Oh, and also don't cancel The Gifted. So take that, Fox. And then here's the Solmanian. I mean, I'm sure there's some, some gems in here, but there's just thousands to go through. So I'm just going to see what pops up. The Solmanian says, the Orville is good. Discovery is good. Between the two of them, I'm happy to get my fix in this otherwise dreary TV season. Well, that's fine. You know, when I first started doing these videos, a lot of the comments, especially with my first video, why Star Trek and the Orville are similar, lots of people, and I understand it. I talked about why I understand it. Are hating on Discovery, and we know why. But you know, some people like Discovery and hate the Orville, which is ridiculous. They're like, I'm a Star Trek fan, and I like Star Trek Discovery, and the Orville sucks. I'm like, you're not a Star Trek fan, then. I don't know what you are. But some people are like, I like both shows. I'm like, you know what? That's fine. There's no rule that you can't like both shows. Like what you like. I might, you know, when I dive deeper into or delve deeper into Discovery, I might like it as well, but I'll never think of it as Star Trek. Yeah, dichotomy. Hey, Chatter! For the spirit of Trek. Chickity check yourself. Trek yourself before you wreck yourself. $5 donation from Chatter, or tip. I got tip. Do I have to show you my titties now? Let me find a couple. Chatter, you go ahead and talk all you want. I think you get everyone has to hear what you have to say, I think. Caffeination Joseph Dunphy says, Professor Joseph Dunphy, they canceled Firefox before I have ever even heard of it. Only 14 episodes. Seen about half of them so far. Well, that's interesting, Professor Dunphy. Firefly's a mate, or oh, you said Firefox, or are you talking about Firefly? Firefox TV show. Anyway, I'm going to talk about Firefly. I don't know what you mean. I'm going to assume Firefly. Of course, you know, I'm a huge brown coat. I love Firefly, but it did take me 4 episodes to really start, you know, getting all horny about it. The first 4 episodes, was like, and then episode 4 happened. I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was the Ballad of Jane or something like that. that. And I loved it ever since. And then, of course, it got canceled. I figured it was my fault. Yeah, you meant Firefly. You meant Firefly. I love the movie, though. Serenity. It was both. It was so weird how they did that. It was actually brilliant. Joss Whedon did. He started it over, but also continued it at the same time. The storyline was a continuation, yet it wasn't. And I'm like, man, people who never watched the show can totally enjoy this. Yet people who did watch the show would totally get it as well. It was amazing. No, Dumpy, you're a professor now. I've christened you. You'll always be a professor to me. Don't you forget it. Ever. Yes. Micro sound. Jane is the baddest motherfucker. Muffle Chowdhury. Muffle. I'm going to get this. Muffle Chowdhury. Muffle Chowdhury. Is the live stream finished? No, it shouldn't be. It looks like it's on my screen. I got a little, secondary broadcast of it. Professor Dunphy, if you ever need a letter of recommendation, go ahead and let me know and I'll write it. Just do not turn it in because you probably will get expelled. Firefox was Clint Eastwood's movie. Was it called Firefox? I know it had Fox in it. That was with Channing Tatum and Steve Carell. I never watched it because I couldn't get over that prosthetic nose they put on Steve Carell. Plus, I want to see Steve Carell be funny. I'm sorry. I love Steve Carell. I love him so much, but I'm not going to support him trying to do a Robin Williams move into drama. No, you do something funny or get out. Dichotomy, I use both Chrome and Firefox because the internet is so divided, much like our country. The internet is divided, where half of the internet works on Firefox and the other half of the internet works on Chrome. For instance, this stream with Google Hangouts, it works on Chrome. I mean, of course, they're connected. Google and Chrome are connected. Does not work on Firefox at all. You cannot stream Google Hangouts with Firefox unless you get some Russian hackers to throw down some mojo on for you. It's not working for you, Muffle Chowdhury. Damn. I want this to work for everybody. If it's not working for you, what you need to do is you need to go to Hulu or even the Fox app, and you need to watch a rerun of the Orville. That's all I got for you. Don't waste your time trying to get this to work. If it's not going to work, spend your time watching the Orville. I wonder if Muffle is not able to even hear me because they keep asking if the live stream's finished. Let me see if I can respond. Everybody, help Muffle Chowdhury. They need help. All right, while Muffle is getting stuff going on, let me see if I can find a doozy. Maybe I got some, no, all the spams are gone. Boom, okay. 3 hours ago, I'm going to have to look into this. This C server says other sites are reporting the show has been renewed for a second season already. All right, we're gonna do this search right now, mofos. That's big news. Man, if that's true, I have to do an episode about it, which is great. But man, I'm just gonna put that information into one of my other Orville episodes, because I don't want to do whole episodes about. I've done a couple about, is it going to be renewed? Is it going to be canceled? Because, that's what they were saying in the news that day. But I don't like doing those episodes. I want to talk about the show. And, maybe I'll do updates at the top of the show or at the bottom of the show about that, if it's going to be renewed or not. Because I don't want to talk about numbers. I try to make it interesting, but I just want to dive deep into Kelly. All right, let's do my Google face. The Orville renewed. But I hear people say lots of stuff like, "Oh, wasn't it renewed already?" I'm like, "No, you watched my video, and I was bringing up the possibility of it being renewed." Let me see all results. No, let's do something recent. Past 24 hours, maybe. No. I don't see any news about it officially being renewed. I mean, if I did, I would have been all over the Orville Facebook page. Oh, which, by the way, let's go there right now. If you guys aren't on the Facebook Orville community, I have no connection to it except for I'm a member and I post stuff on there and I chat with people. Let's see if I can find it here. This is the best Orville group, or any group that I've ever been on. One thing about the Orville is, it's bringing out the sci-fi fans, but it's bringing sci-fi fans together. There's a lot less bickering. I mean, there's always a few people that can find anything to bicker about, but everyone's just, having a good time. And it has almost 15,000 members. And if you post one thing on this page, your notification screens is going to be blowing up for 3 days. People are, they want to talk about it. All right, let me share this page with you guys. I got a few pages to share with you guys, to tell you the truth. All right, here is the Facebook page group. You gotta say, hey, I want to join, and then somebody will approve you. But this thing is nonstop, all day Orville. Oh my God, look at that picture of Kelly. And I know I'm being a horn dog, and I appreciate that they're not sexing any of the women up except for in that cocktail scene with Priya and Kelly, which was, my screen shattered. But damn, I don't care. They're not sexing her up. But my brain is. I hear she's 6 feet tall, by the way. That must be Alara Halston Sage. Micro Sound, you don't have Facebook? I'm just going to keep staring at you. Now, I understand. Oh, Facebook's not cool. That's your grandma's social media page. But I thought, everyone who has an email address has Facebook. But anyway, you need to sign up for Facebook, not because Facebook's great or anything, but you got to do it because it has this group. Just sign up for the group and Orville your ass off all damn day. Also, another way to Orville your ass off, which is a phrase I decided I'm going to patent, is you go to Egotastic FunTime on at Egotastic FT, Egotastic FunTime on Twitter. I mean, you can even type in Talking to Orville on Twitter. I have that page set up where it's nonstop all day Orville. Steady stream, like every 5 minutes. If somebody says something about the Orville, it's popping up on that page. So if you want a steady stream of a Orville newsletter, I guess you can call it. Ooh, which, by the way, I should come up with a newsletter. Oh God, I don't got time for that. Go to Egotastic FunTimes Twitter page. I also have a Facebook Orville fan page called the Orville Fan Central, but I'm not super active on it. I got so much other Orville stuff going on. So, I mean, you guys can go on there and, you know, my videos will be popping up. I share them on there. Orville memes, I pop up on there. But you can get into discussions with each other. So if you want a place where you can talk Orville with, you know, specific, you know, this specific community that we're in right now, this specific Talking the Orville group, that'd be, you know, just like that page. It's a fan page. You don't need approval. And you guys can chat with each other on that as well. And with me, I'm on there. Don't worry. Yeah, Mr. P, 8680. It took a long time for me to get on Twitter. I would try it out once every year, and I'm like, what's the point of this? I'm not a Kardashian. No one cares. So then I started the channel. I'm like, oh, I have to do Twitter. So doing Twitter every day, trying to build it up, really was, it's just so lame. They don't, you know, most people that go on Twitter really are just trying to promote something, and then there I was trying to promote something, but also I wanted to just, you know, have it be more interesting than that. But if you can capture something like the Orville, I'm doing a little bit better on Twitter because of the Orville. But also, I'm like, I don't care. I don't need to post on. I don't need to, you know, have conversations on there. I'm just gonna keep feeding Orville stuff, just so that people find it, and you know, they'll be caught up on the Orville and meeting other people that are in the Orville. Oh, that's so, you know, dichotomy. I did check out the Orville on Reddit. I didn't get too far into it because Alexa. I posted my Star Trek video on there. Why Star Trek is like the Orville or vice versa. And they were great. They posted it. And then because I never go on Reddit except for, you know, maybe once a month to post a video, to share a video, and then, you know, move somewhere else, you know, go back to getting work done. Because I mostly just do that with my post. They banned it. I'm not even allowed to post on there anymore. Yeah, see, Mr. Pete, I'm not even up to 1,000. I'm close, but it's taken forever. I was there for a little bit, but with Twitter, if you're not constantly kissing ass to people and working it, which I don't know, you don't even need to, people don't need to work Twitter. It's impossible. Your views, your likes or followers just keep going down and down and down and down. Because most people that are following people on Twitter are following people so that those people will follow them. I actually have a whole video, a Twitter rant I did, I think, a year ago, way in the archive of Egotastic FunTime, where I just go off on Twitter. I used to do that a lot. I do a lot of rants with my other content. I try not to do too many of them though, because my voice isn't not annoying. So if I'm yelling too much, people are like, stop it. That's right, dichotomy, elitist assholes. Okay, Michael Vaughn. I find so many YouTubers through shows. I found Emergency awesome because it was talking a lot about the Legend of Korra between seasons. Yeah, that's the thing is, this channel wasn't doing well because though I'm always usually talking about something kind of nerdy, every episode was a different topic, a different movie, a different thought, a different, you know, something. And there's nothing for people to latch onto. Then, you know, now that I picked the Orville for right now because the Orville's on, even when it's off the air between seasons, I'm still going to do some Orville videos as new information comes out, or if I just still have stuff to talk about, which I have a lot of ideas to talk about. Every episode I can do of the Orville, I can do 6 episodes of this show. But yeah, if people that latch on to a certain topic, they seem to do better. It's something I just learned. When I was trying to learn how to do YouTube, every video said, oh, find your niche, find your niche. And I always thought, oh, find your style, which of course is a thing, but no, they mean, you know, find something to milk. Let me get my face back on the screen. I know you guys missed it. Yeah, Cheddar, that's what's crazy is I don't know if I just hit the Orville stuff at the right time, because I'm starting to dominate the topic, the search. This is the first time I've done any content where where YouTube is doing the work for me. They're recommending me. You know, people are watching other Orville stuff. If you just search Orville or the Orville, 3 or 4 of my videos are going to pop up. If you watch someone else's Orville video, mine's going to be the next one that plays. It's crazy automatically. Yeah, I know Rick and Morty is super popular. I just haven't had a chance to get into it yet. Though I understand all of it because there's Rick and Morty memes that pop up every single day, and they're all funny to me. The show, where they might go, hopefully boldly forward. I just keep thinking of, I know in season 2, Seth MacFarlane says he's looking forward, but this is just something he said. He's looking forward to diving deeper into the characters. But we still got, what? 7 or 8 more episodes left in this season. So we're going to be diving into all the characters still. I mean, everything we've gotten about everybody except for maybe Ed Mercer, even though we still only, got to the surface. We don't hardly know anything about anybody. So that's why when I do the character spotlights, I try to, say as much stuff as I can about the character, which is very limited information. And then I try to go into the actor. And then I do a dick joke and I'm out of there. But, I'm going to be doing repeat character spotlights on the same characters as we learn more information. The character, I just did Lieutenant Lamar with my last episode. I loved Lieutenant Lamar so much, though we know nothing about him. So him, I'm really looking forward into figuring some stuff out. Also, I'm afraid to learn more because I'm like, the fact that I don't know much about him is maybe why I love him so much. But also, I know that we have to get, it seems like we're going to get Malloy and Lamar have an adventure episode. They're going to go out and have some sort of adventure, just like Geordi and Data used to do. They're going to be, I compare Lamar and Gordon Malloy to Tom Paris and Harry Kim, except for both of them are cool. So it's like Tom Paris and Tom Paris. Get Harry Kim the hell out of there. That dude's nerd. He's basically Voyager's Wesley Crusher. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie, Doug 34, but Laura Halston Sage, she was in Scout's Guide to Zombie Apocalypse. And I now it makes me want to see that movie. Yeah, Dichotomy. Season 1 is always introductions, so we're going to get a lot of introductions and probably reintroductions. Yeah, we had that whole Bortus episode, which was amazing because we went to, I can't remember the name of his planet, but we got to see a whole, basically a Klingon trial type deal. We got to see the whole planet. So we got a little bit more into Bortus. I love that episode about a girl, which I refer to as The Measure of a Woman, talking about TNG style. But yeah, we still don't know anything. I'm looking, I can't remember Bortus's husband-wife's name, but he played Tyrone on The Walking Dead. Beyond News, why are you saying wait till you see what Bortus can do? Do you know something we don't know? He was obviously strong enough to take a hit from Alara, but of course he's not as strong. And he does look like a brick house. I mean, maybe he has a power where he could just take a damn hit. Maybe he's the Rocky Balboa of the ship. Yeah, I agree, Dichotomy. I also think that each bridge crew is going to have at least one main story focus episode. Eventually, I know people love Dr. Finn. I'm fine with Dr. Finn, but I'm just kind of, I don't have like a need to dive deeper into her story as of yet, but you know, maybe they have a spicy nugget of info where I'm like, ooh, man, she's interesting. Clyden, that's it. Dichotomy, Clyden. Papa Smurf loves Alara. Beyond News, nah, we'll see. All right. Yeah, and the thing is I'm eventually, it might be a week or two from now, I'm going to do a Bortus character spotlight because we do have a lot of information about Bortus. But I'm definitely going to try to come up with, do a little research and see what kind of, because he's obviously the Commander Worf type character. You know, he's his own thing. He's great, but you know, he's the strong, no nonsense, weird forehead character on the show. Also, if you do a side-by-side comparison of the new Klingons' foreheads and Bortus's foreheads, they're the same. It's cray. Oh, yeah. Michael Vaughn, just like in Voyager, the time splits between two, the EMH and Tuvok in Voyager, Bortus and Isaac in this. What the hell was that episode where Neelix, was it Tulix? That sounds perverted too. Where Neelix and Tuvok's DNA got combined into one character. Tuvix? Maybe it's Tuvix. Eric Capello, I guess, responding to Mr. Peach. Chakotay was the worst. I watch the shows all the time thinking, my God, this actor must hate his own role. Yeah, I love Chakotay, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Just like when I said in that last episode, I don't think Picard would be a cool hang. I don't think Chakotay would be a cool hang either. I mean, you know, if I was on the Enterprise, I can always at least go to 10 forward, hang out with Worf, and, you know, down a few prune juices. Oh my God, Cheddar, you're right. Bortus is closer to a Klingon than the new Klingons. Tuvix, yeah, Microsound, Tuvix. Michael Vaughn also says Tuvix. Laura Woodmancy also says Tuvix. Mr. Pete, Tuvix. Definitely Tuvix. Doug34, Tuvix. Microsound says Tuvix is Jar Jar of Star Trek. Oh, man. I've had some other Jar Jar comparisons. Wesley Crusher might be a Jar Jar. I always thought Kate from Lost was the Jar Jar of the bunch. Always just stepping in it, you know. Michael Voss says, I think my favorite Tuvok episode was when Tuvok had that brain disorder. He did a great job of portraying an intellectual disability without overdoing it. Okay, there's this picture of Tuvok I always see when I'm going through memes and stuff. I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to try to pull it up. And I'm going to see if you can confirm with me if that's the episode. Let's see. See if I can find it quickly. Little Tuvok. You know, I know a lot of people that complain about Tuvok for some reason. You know, him being Vulcan. He didn't do play a Vulcan right or something like that. I never got that. I thought he was the closest thing to a person to play a Vulcan since Leonard Nimoy. But if you have an opinion otherwise, let me know right here in the comments. Okay, I found the picture, but there we go. Okay, here we go. You tell me if this is the brain disorder. Oh, come on, interwebs. Open your shiz. I got people here waiting. Damn you. All right, hold on. Just trying to view a damn image. Come on, interwebs. All right, we're going to do it the dumb way. So you tell me if this is Tuvok with the brain disorder. I'm not making a joke. I actually want to know. I don't know if I can say he didn't overdo it, though. Is that the episode you're talking about? Hey, Erico Polo, remember that episode where Janeway and Chakotay were stranded on that planet, and I guess did they fall in love or something like that? I can't remember. Janeway didn't underuse Chakotay that day. Ah, warrior's drink. Prune juice. Mr. Pete, 86. Mr. Pete, 8680. If you were any other man, I would kill you where you stand. That's as close as I get to my impression of Worf. Yeah, Michael Cannon, I agree. I thought Tuvok, because we've seen a lot of people play Vulcans, and I pretty much think all of them sucked. There's a couple people that get close, but Tuvok was my second favorite. I think I did a great job. Tuvok was actually the actor. I can't remember his name. He was the original person who was supposed to play Geordie LaForge on the show. But they said, no, we found somebody that's better. He's really into reading books. Take a look. But we'll use you some other time. So Tuvok actually was, the actor who played Tuvok, actually was an episode of TNG. That one episode where people took over the ship. I think it was while they were doing I can't remember the name, but a cleaning sweep where they did this like sweep that disinfects the ship or something like that. It's dangerous. Everyone has to leave the ship. And the actor was part of the bad people that tried to take it over. Tim Russ. That's it. I am not a merry man. Nice house. Good tea. Oh, it's the outtakes? Okay. See, Microsound knows, man. He's all horny for Tim Russ. That's right, Microsound. Picard forgot his saddle. He had to go get a saddle. Don't replicate an exact version of it or anything. You got to go get the actual one. I'm horny for Star Trek too, Microsound. That's why I'm horny for the Orville. Because I'm a 1987 to 1999, or was it 2000 even? 1999 Star Trek fanatic. 90s Star Trek. For me, that was the shiz. I love original series too. But the original series is campy, but it's still great. It's still great, but it's campy because it's the 60s. What you gonna do? The 60s Batman wasn't the Dark Knight, that's for sure. He was the Blue Knight. He was the Blue Velvet Knight or Silk Knight. But so the fact that the Orville is really playing off the 90s Trek, where it's got the look. I'm sorry, that look even just reminds me of Voyager, 100 years in the future. It's got that whole thing going on. So that's why I'm horny for it. Yes, Cheddar, careful, you might get an STD watching STD. That's why I always recommend wearing protection when watching Star Trek Discovery. But I try not to crap on Discovery too much. I mean, I'm just not jumped into it yet, but I have valid reasons, even without seeing hardly any of it. They have nothing to do with the show, nothing to do with the quality of the show, but I have valid reasons we all do for hating that crap. Though I'm not saying it's crap, it might be very good if you're not comparing it to Star Trek. Microsound, Star Trek Online. The next time I do a game stream, I don't know when maybe next week. I don't want to overload people with game streams. Though the game stream I did last week playing Star Trek Bridge Crew Virtuality, man, that was great. You guys really came in droves and watched that shiz. People are still watching that shiz. That's amazing to me. But I have Star Trek Online. I'm thinking that's going to be my next game that I play. Talking to Orville plays Star Trek Online. It's been a long time since I've played it. I'm going to start from the beginning, you know, and I'll try to play it well, but, you know, it's going to be a lot of us chatting as well. But we'll do that soon. Cool, Cosmo 9. We'll get some player IDs going. Wait, are you guys playing on the computer or are you playing on PS4? I'm going to play it on the PS4 because I have one, and that allows for streaming a lot easier. But when I stream it, and anyone who has access to the, you know, the game on the PS4, when I'm streaming it, we'll have a little moment where we're like, hey, this is my player ID. This is, you know, let's find each other, and, you know, we'll see how that goes. That'll be fun. That'll be fun for people to watch us connect and figure out how to be in the same server and all that crap. Well, Laura Woodmancy, I think there are some limited Orville merchandise that you can get. You can also get Talking to Orville, Egotastic FunTime, somewhat Orville merchandise. I mean, I make this stuff for myself, but other people can get it. Like, I haven't ordered one yet. I'm going to order it here in a day or two. But I do have a Happy Arbor Day Got Wood t-shirt available for anyone who's interested. I don't have one to show off to you guys yet, but maybe I will next week, because the whole reason I ordered it or made it was because I want it. Here's a link for anyone who cares. Boop. No, it says error. Try again. Edit and try again. Maybe it doesn't let me do. Maybe it doesn't let me become a pimp in the feed. Let me try here. I'll put Happy Arbor Day Shiz. And I'll put a link. If it doesn't work, that's fine. I'll just tell you where to find it. If you really want the spicy shirt, you'll be able to find it. Oh, nope. I don't think it came through now. That's fine. You can just go to Amazon.com. It's this new website where they sell products. And just type in Egotastic FunTime or Happy Arbor Day Got Wood. And hopefully a t-shirt will pop up and you'll see it. The shirt I'm wearing now is my old version, Happy Arbor Day, but I don't like it, so I erased it. It's not available. It's cool, but the little outline here, the stroke and the design, I made it a slightly darker blue. I really should have made it a black, so that way everything pops out and people can read it, because the whole point is you want people to read it. So if anyone wants one of these, there's only one available. I'm selling it off my back. $8,000. But anyway, yeah, if anyone's interested in that Happy Arbor Day shirt, I know I'm interested in it. That's the whole point of it. Okay, check this out. Mr. P8680 says, looks like Terminator font. You know what? When you say that, it does. But you know what? This is the exact font. I'm going to give you guys a little secret tidbit of information in case you guys want to, you know, make your own wallpapers or whatever. This is simply nothing more than the very popular font called Space Age. And it's the exact font that the Orville uses. For all their stuff, all the Orville's doing is using the Space Age font. I didn't believe it, and then I compared it. I'm like, holy crap, it's the exact same thing. One thing I don't like about the Space Age font, though, is the letter A. It's just an upside down V. I mean, if you look at Orville stuff, anything that has the letter A in it is that same thing. So if you want to make something, use the Space Age font. Now this looks slightly so different because I did, you know, stretch it and do stuff like that just because I wanted to fit on a shirt. And then of course, stupid me, forgetting that I have a big old broad chest. I made it way too wide. It should be more like to right here. Happy Arbor Day. The new design, Happy Arbor Day, I got rid of the font altogether. And I just have big ass block letters to say Happy Arbor Day, and then a big exploding tree. So there's a tree with a big explosion on it right here. And then on the back it says Got Wood. which does not refer to boners. Damn it, Toph Gorham Toph Gorham says, make us laugh, funny man, and I will give you all my money. Damn it, Toph, you might have to wait until I actually do an episode. I don't make jokes live. I only record jokes. When you watch one of my episodes, and if it makes you laugh, which hopefully at some point it does, then you can give me all your money. Here, we'll just, if I make you laugh here, it's just gonna be an accident. But I'll you know, I'm open for the opportunity. Oh, LOL! Yay, you did it! I didn't think I was gonna be able to. The only option I had was to show you my incredibly small penis. That's pretty funny. Doug34, what if he is broke? Whoa. Are you talking about Toph or are you talking about me? Because if you're talking about me, you would just be correct. I'm not poor, but I don't have money either. Wait. Let me do the math. You have no money. I am poor. Yes. Oh, Microsound says, don't read Twitter. Spoilers. Oh my God. See, that's the problem right there. Is after last week's episode, Priya, I can't watch episodes of the show until the next day. I don't have live television right now because I'm in the process of a move and I don't have my regular TV. You know, I could at least do the antenna if I really need something live because that's HD. As soon as I popped in to the world of the interwebs on my Google machine the next day, first thing I saw was Gordon missing a leg. I wasn't even looking for Orville stuff. I just went Facebook, boom, Orville missing a leg. I was like, God damn it. Luckily, I still laughed my ass off when I got context when I watched the episode. It was hilarious, but I knew it was coming, so I was pissed. Which might have been another practical joke Isaac was pulling on me. Font. Font is a funny word. It sounds like, what font do you use? My favorite four-letter F word. Yeah, Laura Woodmancy, who also watches the show on Hulu. I learned the other day, I did some research because somebody was asking on one of the episodes, does Hulu count as views? And apparently from what I read, I did 2.5 minutes of research, so it's pretty thorough. What I read is, I think it was from TV Guide, possibly, .com, is that yes, Hulu, streaming on Hulu does count as long as it's not on a phone or on a tablet. So I'm assuming if you have the app on your computer or on your smart TV or whatever like that, it counts. But I think there's TV ratings have this new thing called +3. So it's like ratings +3. And what the +3 means is that they're taking into account DVR watching and streaming for 3 days after the original airing. So if you watch the show within 3 days, which why the hell would you not? How can you wait that long? It counts towards the ratings. They also have a +7, but I don't know what they do with that. Michael Vaughn. So I assume you're in Australia because you got an Australian last name. Vaughn. Says pretty sure Ghost Stream doesn't count, which, yeah, I don't know if that counts. I know Hulu counts, but I'm sure there's tons of streaming services that don't. But there's no legal way to watch it in Australia yet. And I'm seeing a lot of people complaining in comments on the videos that they can't watch the show. Some of them, most of them do watch it. They find it, you know, ways to get it, but they have to work hard to actually watch the show, which is actually amazing because that's how hungry people are for the show. I mean, they're going out of their way to be able to watch it. I don't know if people are going out of their way to watch Discovery, except for some people are like, oh yeah, CBS All Access. I'm gonna watch your show. I don't even want to watch your show, but I'm gonna steal it. Which I'm fine with that. Go ahead and do that, you guys. Also, Laura Woodmancy. I would just call you Laura, but I want everyone to hear your name. Thank you for making sure to watch it properly, as you just said. Also, I have a little trick that I'm doing. Of course, it doesn't do much with just me doing it, but if other people do it, other hardcore Orvillians do it, watch the show however you want to watch it. But then also at some point, within that 3 days, go on to Fox.com, click play on an episode, mute it, minimize it so in case you're doing something else, and just let it play. I mean, you won't even notice it's there, and that'll count as well. Michael Vaughn says, way back in like 2005, a survey was released showing Australians were responsible for a full third of the world's piracy. A third! It says, a third, mind you. Hope I didn't blow you guys' speakers out. Well, it makes sense. You guys are way down there. You guys are way down there. Way down there. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. In the outback, no one can hear you scream. And Michael Vaughn also says, at the time, there would have been like 4 million people with expertise to do it. And also, even people without expertise to do it, you get, somebody that has the expertise says, got it. Hey, you guys can watch it too. Here, easy. So, spreads like wildfire. Cheddar says, is using a VPN to get around a geo-block illegal? It probably is illegal, but probably not the type of illegal where anybody can do anything about it. Like, I don't think anyone's going to prosecute anybody, because there'll be everybody will be in jail. Thanks, Laura Woodmancy. Yes, watch it twice. She's going to do it. You can watch it 18 times. You don't even have to watch it. Just minimize it, put it in the background, check your your emails, do whatever you need to do, and you'll be helping. Tina, I'm sorry, I'm going to try to do the last name here. I'm going to say it 8 different ways, possibly. Tina Bybee, Tina Biabe, Tina Beeb, Tina Baby, Tina Biebe, my new friend. I found your channel a few weeks ago. Subscribed. Love your Orville coverage. Also, nice finding fans of the show. You're doing a great job. Thanks. Smiley face. No, thank you. Thank you. I'm just talking about something I love to talk about. And the fact that you guys like hearing me talk about it and want to talk about it with me, which is the main thing that I've been wanting, is amazing. So thank you for being your awesome selves. Microsound, yeah, this channel could have a bright future. Hopefully a bright dystopian future. I know that as long as the Orville is in production, is working, I'm going to be doing Orville videos. I mean, eventually it's going to slow down a little bit between seasons, but I'm still going to have stuff to talk about. And by slowing down, I mean the Orville coverage is going to slow down, but still trickle through pretty evenly until the next season starts. But I'll just be doing other topics in the same exact style. That's the thing, is this is the videos that I do. That's my style. No matter what I'm talking about, that's the format it's going to be. So I'll just try to talk about stuff that hopefully you guys want to hear about. I got a lot of, Star Trek, sci-fi stuff, regular, superhero movies, plastic surgery. No, I don't know. Something fun. Nick Mason, just finished watching Orville. Oh, okay, Nick. You seem like a responsible internet-tier. So I know you're not going to spoil anything. But you can tell us, Nick Mason, did you love it? You can tell us if you loved it more than another episode or less than another episode. Did Alara get naked? Actually, I don't even care to see Alara naked. I'm too old for Alara. though she's cute. I want to see Kelly naked or Isaac, either one. I've seen Bortus naked. That was pretty hot. All right, so everybody, let's stalk him and see what he says. Until then, if I miss it, somebody point it out to me. I want to see what he says. Oh, yeah. Web Doula says, new episode is really good. Sad it will be 2 weeks before. No, that's the worst spoiler. Oh, it's not a spoiler. It's just, you just spoiled me. You spoiled me. Web Doula says, new episode was really good, which we knew it was going to be. Sad it will be 2 weeks before the next episode. Oh, my God. Just pooped a little. Cheddar, Isaac naked would be a series of circuit boards. Okay, let's talk about Isaac really, really quick. Well, first off, Black Lotus 30 says this episode is better than Priya. That's high praise, so that's great. And I'm sure it was if the next one's not for 2 more weeks. Oh, I'm gonna say it's not a spoiler because I haven't watched it. You guys were here. You saw me not watching it. If it's 2 weeks from now, I guarantee you that's a 2-part episode. It's gonna be a cliffhanger. So prepare yourselves for that. I know how TV works. All right, I want to talk about Isaac really quick, Cheddar. Just really quickly, because you know we're gonna get a true Isaac episode. We might even go to Isaac's. I can't remember the race's name. The android race. Somebody out there does. We're gonna go to his planet at some point. I'm assuming we got to. His backstory is too interesting. Racist androids. Come on. Here's the thing. Isaac is a humanoid, designed to be humanoid. But they're all robots on his planet. They don't have to be humanoids. What if they're all not even mobile? What if they're all exist in a giant wall of computers? And then, because they want to do the exchange program and have him join the crew, they built him a humanoid body to help him fit in with with humans and the way the ships work and all that stuff. Maybe it's a bunch of Daleks style, stuff going on. Maybe because Isaac put his consciousness into the ship's computer. So what if Isaac's people are all just robot consciousnesses going through a big old stream of computers? Oh my God, it's the Matrix. What? Anyway, talk amongst yourselves about that one. I'm interested to find out. Nick Mason says, no spoilers, no spoilers, no. No spoilers, no spoilers, no. This has been the same song going on for an hour. Let's see if I got something good in my free corporate YouTube music. Let's see what we got here. Mason, love the episode. Bass or Boss, I'm gonna say Bass. Bass 4116. I loved it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love it too. All right, I'm gonna say something written by Casey O'Rourke. It's not a spoiler, really. You guys know how TV works. But if you don't want to hear any single thing about the episode, which this isn't a spoiler, I'm going to say that, but just in case, cover your ears for 5 seconds. No, 2 seconds. It's not going to take long to say this. In 3, 2, 1. I'll just say we found the Krill's Achilles heel. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. And again, Black Lotus said, Black Lotus 30 said this episode is better than Priya. That reminds me of the band Better Than Ezra. Ooh, Michael Cannon says if they're, speaking of Isaac's people, if they're all in network, an analogy might be Odo's race from DS9. Yeah, what if we get to Isaac's planet and all the robots' consciousness are sleeping in a bucket? You never know. You could also say it's just like the Borg as well. The Borg's just all one big consciousness. Unless you need to do a Borg episode that has heart, and then a Borg's going to lose the connection to the hive mind. Jonathan Calypso writing, but we're going to correct that too. Hugging the donkey seems to work against the krills. All right, that's enough of that. Toph Forum asks, this music's probably too loud. Egotastic, what is your real name? Well, I do like going by JP, but that's just an acronym. My first name is really Justin, and my last name starts with P. PP. It's actually a nickname I got in college, just because me and some other dude were farting around and cracking wise, and we did some 1920s movie director impression. He was like, "Oh, JP, oh, you know, all that crap," and it stuck. I liked it, and that's why I go by that. I just don't like the name Justin. It's a fine name, Justin Timberlake, Justin Bieber. So, you know, those are examples of successful Justins. But I always thought that name sounded like the character in a romance novel. And I was like, that's not me. Yep, Justin, just like the goblin or troll from the holodeck program that Gordon has, Microsound. Oh, I'm going to do hopefully he pops up a little more. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do a character spotlight on Justin from the environmental stimulator programs that keeps getting his head cut off. But hopefully we see him more. I'll do a little research into the IMDb, see if that actor's pops up a little more. But there's going to be a Justin episode coming up. Yeah, Toph, Gorham, those people did ruin my name. And I had the name first, okay? But actually, to be fair, even before I knew who those people were when I was younger, I still didn't like my name. That's why I went by Asshole. And then finally, JP came around. Case Aurora, just in case. No, just insane. Oh. I remember in elementary school, there was some kid, Donald, his name was. He'd always call me Justin from Alaska. And he thought it was the funniest thing. And I get the joke. Oh, I'm Justin from Alaska. Like he flew from Alaska. I don't know why he always picked Alaska. Just incredible. That's right. Yeah, Mr. Pete. He was just incredible. He was an incredible wrestler. Justin Wilson. Isn't that the chef? Yeah, you see right there. Hello, McFly. Justin Wilson, that really Cajun chef guy from PBS like 20 years ago. He talked like alligator. And he had old Ninja Turtles cartoon in the old Ninja Turtles cartoon. Yeah, I remember Justin Wilson. Of course, I remember him because my name was Justin. He was the first person named Justin I ever saw on television. Yep, Beyond News, 2 weeks till the next one. Not for me though. The next episode for me is tomorrow when I actually get to watch the new episode. Justin Long from Galaxy Quest, Laura Woodmansey. Justin Long played that character. I don't remember what his name was. Though I prefer Justin Long in Idiocracy as the stoner doctor. Yeah, Doug 34. Harvey Weinstein sure did get a lot of ass. The thing is, Harvey Fierstein, you know, oh my God, Harvey Fierstein, the gay actor. A lot of people are threatening him on the internet because they're confusing him with Harvey Weinstein. But the thing is, both Harvey Fierstein and Harvey Weinstein both got a lot of ass, just in very different ways. Big Gator 5, what's up? We chatted earlier. Big Gator 5 represent. Big Gator 5 retweeted one of my episodes today, and I was very appreciative of that. He says, no spoilers. So far, episodes seem to be in order. Okay, speaking of episodes in order, you guys, in episode 3 about a girl, you know, they're doing the court case and all that stuff. Kelly loses the case, right? Kelly loses the case at the end. Spoiler alert, Kelly loses the case at the end. And you see in the background, it's just background nonsense, Captain Mercer and Kelly walking in an embrace. And then they did it again in the very next scene in the hallway. I don't know what's up with that. Nothing has happened in the show where the two of them would embrace that way, like, oh, she's devastated, you know, and then they walk that way. Maybe in episode 4 when she gets, you know, the shit beat out of her, I would understand that. But just for losing the court case, they would have kept their professionalism. So I was thinking, wow, did they air this out of order? Did something happen in this a later episode where they reconciled a little bit? I don't know what's up with that. If anybody knows what's going on with that, you tell me. But that was weird. That was a little forced to me. Oh, Jonathan Calypso. My second cousin knew David Hasselhoff. Looking at the poster behind you. Yeah, this is my debut of that poster. This is the Egotastic FunTime channel. It actually says Egotastic FunTime underneath it behind the camera there. And I just love David Hasselhoff. So I was like, I need something that represents my spirit animal, David Hasselhoff, and the show. And I need to put it on the background for when I do live streams. Because there was nothing on that wall before. And I'm like, oh, people are going to think I'm a weird, like, you know, pederast or something. I should put something fun back there for when I live stream. And now, thanks to David Hasselhoff and his machismo, I can live stream Horde, you guys. All right, this is a prelude. We need a different song. See, the thing is, I have all these corporate songs here, YouTube songs. I have all the names, but I don't know what they are. I don't know what they do. So, all right, this works. Speaking of David Hasselhoff, I didn't meet David Hasselhoff, but I did see David Hasselhoff, you know, real quick. I think at the mall when I worked in the Century City Mall in Los Angeles. It's the mall where all the stars went to. David Hasselhoff was there one time, and I was just like, hey, big fan. He was like, thank you. And then he pressed a button and his jacket lit up and said, Hasselhoff. Mr. P8680 says, David Hasselhoff brought down the Berlin Wall. Fact. Yeah, he did. He kept a little piece of it up so he could stand on it and perform. Michael Vaughn. Oh, why don't you go on Jamindo for some Creative Commons music? Check the license. If it's... I'll have to do that because, I mean, there's still tons of YouTube music I can, you know, dive into. But these are the ones that I've downloaded over the, you know, last 2 years. I've been meaning to actually, like, get in there again and download a whole new batch because I'm starting to get bored of my background, you know, the different songs that I use underneath my gibberish that I spout at the camera. Toph Gorman, speaking of David Hasselhoff, he drove a cool car with a Cylon light, but that's about it. He also had an awesome haircut and leather jacket, and the ladies loved him. David Hasselhoff is the man. I modeled my chest hair after David Hasselhoff. I cultivated it to be an exact replica of the Hoff's muff. I was going to say something about. Oh, okay. Your comment about the cool car with the Cylon light. I just finished reading, and by reading I mean being read to by Audible. Ready Player One. Holy shiz! That was the best damn book I've ever been read, except for maybe James and the Giant Peach in the 3rd grade. That was read to me as well. The main character. I'm blanking on the name real quick because I got so much stuff going on, guys. My brain can't handle it. At one point in the book, he has a DeLorean with the Knight Rider kit light in the front and Ghostbuster emblems on the side and some other damn thing I can't remember, but it was amazing. If you guys can either read, even though reading's for losers, or listen to it on Audible, or just wait for Steven Spielberg's movie to come out because they're making Ready Player One right now. You got to check that shiz out. Every other sentence is an 80s reference in that book, and because I'm old, I got every single reference. I was so proud of myself. And they go to deep cuts, you guys. Deep cut 80s. Boom, Michael Vaughn. The clue about a house long neglected was obviously Zork, but it took them months to figure it out. It took them months to figure out everything, I think, except for maybe that last one. That one was a race at the end. I like how it took 5 years for them to figure out the first clue, which ended up being a game of Joust. No, not Joust. Oh, God, you know what it is. Hell yeah, I'm ready for Ready Player 2 as well. Actually, because they don't have Ready Player 2 yet, I started his second book, Armada, which is very much in the same vein with the references and, a younger person, going, having an adventure. It's very much, I'm not very deep into it yet, just a couple chapters, but it's obviously going to end up being his version of The Last Starfighter, which has already been mentioned in the book like 5 times. So I'm looking forward to that. And also, they're either going to make that into a movie, especially if Ready Player One does well, or I have a suspicion we'll be getting a remake of The Last Starfighter very soon. Big Gator 5, too much information. TMI on the chest hair. Oh, we haven't even got to the carpet, and nor will we ever. Nick Mason, 80s kid forever. I'd say the same thing, but I was only an 80s kid during the 80s. I was a 90s teenager. What I'm drinking here is not Guinness or anything like that. It's just straight up cold black coffee. I was so tired when I got home, you guys. So tired, working all day, and then I was up way past my daddy's bedtime last night. Went on a date. It went well. One thing I wanted to talk about real quick with the Orville. Back when it first started, somebody said something about, in order to truly, make it as a show, to go along with Star Trek or, TNG or whatever, they're going to have to kill off a character. And I was like, no, there's not a single character on the show you can kill off. I mean, not one. And then I was thinking, well, of course we can always They have to kill somebody off at some point, and not some doctor's assistant we briefly met in the pilot real quick who gets turned old real quick. She lived a full life. She died in, you know, in her hundreds. If they kill someone off, it'll be easy. We got to have our version of the red shirts at some point. I mean, I think it'd be hilarious if all of a sudden they go on an away mission. All of a sudden there's a guy you've never seen before wearing a colored shirt that we haven't even seen on the show before. Like maybe it's like he shows up and he's wearing a plaid colored, you know, plaid shirt. And it's like, whoa, look at that plaid uniform. And then he dies. But the colors we are working with now are blue, red, orange, and green, which is new as far as, you know, people that watch Star Trek. Sorry, Laura Woodmansey says, don't kill Yaphet. That's actually my first prediction is you can kill Yaphet, but it would suck because we got Norm Macdonald doing that. But also, we did kill Isaac, albeit brief. Isaac died. So maybe that was our, you know, death scene there. Of course, not one of us for a single second believed he was going to stay dead for very long. But still, that counts, doesn't it? Oh, Laura Woodman, see purple? Oh, I have to go back and look. I'm missing the purple. Probably I'm missing it because none of the bridge crew have it, maybe. We don't have yellow as well, or gold. That's true. Toph Gorham, we killed Gordon's leg. But then it grew back, even though he had a very flaccid leg for a little while. Took a while for it to stiffen up. Also, my next episode, my next real episode of the show is going to be all about, well, as much as I can. I mean, I might throw some other stuff in there, but it's going to be about Gordon's leg. There's a lot of stuff to talk about there, especially a conspiracy theory that I uncovered with his leg that you'll have to tune in and I'll have to flesh out in my brain to share with you guys. But it's legit. It's like a, ooh, that, I should have caught that the first time. Yeah, Laura Woodmansey, clone Gordon. We obviously can clone people. If she was able to regenerate his leg, we can clone people. So, you know, what if we have an episode where, you know, one of the characters gets cloned and all of a sudden you have an entire, kind of like that episode Fistful of Datas where, you know, in the holodeck, everyone is turning into Data. All the characters. Why don't we have an episode where it's just a million clones of somebody? And hilarity ensues. Yeah, what did they do with that leg? Where did they take that leg, Toph Gorham? Says the leg is still around. Maybe it's a memento. Knowing Gordon, he would probably have it framed and kept in his room. Because he eventually did end up appreciating the joke, which, you know, kind of bonded him with Isaac a little bit. So obviously it's Gordon is going to be the one, just like Geordi with Data, you know, helping him out any chance he gets with human stuff. He's going to help Gordon rise up to the level of being a human dick as opposed to just an android dick. Yes, Mr. P, 8680. Purple is senior command, I guess. Yeah, that's right. I do remember. What's his face? That's from Idiots from Tomorrow and from Titanic, if you want to go deep cuts. He was wearing purple. So, yeah, purple is command. I wonder if they'll have any purple-headed yogurt spitters on the show. That joke didn't work. I should have thought harder for another half second. Oh, Jonathan Calypso says maybe we'll get an evil Gordon from the leg. They regenerated Gordon's leg, but can they regenerate Gordon using the leg? Thinking outside the box there, Jonathan Calypso, and I like it. One thing about the leg, not about the episode, but people's comments on about the leg. I've been reading people's comments. I haven't really talked much about it. I showed a clip of Gordon's leg, and I think in the last episode, people are bringing that up, and they're like, "I love the Orville, but that leg gag was disgusting and inappropriate." A few people put that on there. It's like, I liked it until the leg gag. People were offended by that. Now maybe it, goes too close, hits too close to home. Maybe they know somebody that's missing a limb, or they're missing a limb, but I don't care. I mean, their feelings are valid, but if I was missing a limb, I'd think that was funny. The show's not trying to be, a jerk. But if anyone deserved to temporarily lose a leg, it'd be Gordon. Yeah, Elizabeth Butler. I haven't watched enough of Discovery to really know exactly what I think about it. I have some opinions on it. Of course, you were talking to somebody about that. I might have the context, but I give my own context. Doug 34. It's like an earthworm. Think only the part with the heart regenerates. That makes sense as well. Of course, the show at this point, because we have one thing that's great about the show is they can do whatever they want. We have no frame of reference. So if they just want to say, "Oh, you know what? We can take a fingernail and replicate you, or regenerate a new version of you if we want, because we scienced that shit up 100 years ago." But they'll say, "Oh, but there's laws against it. It's illegal." Dream Video Television says, I haven't watched Discovery unless it's on YouTube. I bet you, oh man, I bet you CBS just has a crack team of stealth investigators all over YouTube 100% of the time, looking for any hint of an illegal feed on, an illegal content video, Star Trek video on there. But they, most properties do that. Actually, the first my Jonathan Frakes episode, which also, by the way, update. I heard he's directing. Of course, I have to verify stuff because people are throwing out a lot of fake news out there that I'm like, that's not even true. But I heard that Jonathan Frakes is directing a few episodes of the Orville. But don't quote me on it. I don't want to spread lies. Nick Mason, I hope Patrick Stewart plays the villain on the Orville. That would be epic. I've thought about it. I thought about it a lot. And I've talked with a lot of you guys about it. And the more I think about it, the more that's what I want as well. I want him to play a villain. We don't really see Patrick Stewart play villains. He's always like, the awesome dude. I think he probably plays villains on stage more than he does in film. Bass 4116. Actually, I'm not going to read that out loud because now I realize what it is. But wouldn't it be funny if shit just keep, Isaac just keeps doing horrible shit to Gordon all the time? Like maybe he wakes up, he's just blind one day. Foot's missing, he's bald. Just be an ongoing thing. Yeah, Mr. Pete. I hope Frank's, he doesn't even have to star in one, though that'd be amazing. But, do something a little meaty in an episode. I mean, I remember with episode 4, if stars should appear, I heard Liam Neeson was going to be in it. And I was like, oh, God, what's he going to do in it? Can't wait to see. And then he just popped up on the screen real quick at the end, which was great. I think that's probably more responsible. And then thinking back when, to the original, to Next Generation, especially, I think they did that a lot. They had a lot of, stars pop up real quick and do a little on-screen cameo like that. It's just that for our ages, most of our ages at the time, we probably just didn't understand that person that showed up real quick was kind of a big deal at some point. Black Lotus 30. Cisco was the only captain that hated Picard's guts. Black Lotus, if you have time, I can't remember why he hated Picard's guts. I don't. All the 90s Trek I've seen a million times, but Deep Space Nine is the one I've watched the least. I like Deep Space Nine, but I want the ship, whatever ship we're following, to just be exploring and going, you know, and figuring and getting into predicaments. Whoa, where are we? Stuff like that. Which I know they did that more, you know, more when they got to the Dominion Wars and stuff like that. That's right. That's right, Black Lotus 30. Picard kind of killed Sisko's wife as Locutus. Sisko's wife, that's Dr. Finn, isn't it? Dr. Finn plays Sisko's wife on the Orville. What? Comes full circle. So she ain't dead. Sisko doesn't know. Yeah, Nick Mason. DS9 was good, but it certainly wasn't the best. It's because some people prefer it. They love it. But DS9 did get a little bit darker and became more of a soap opera. You know, you're at the space station. I don't want to be at a space station. I want to be on a ship traveling and, you know, running into some new troubles every week. Doug 34, girlfriend, says girlfriend. She was the girlfriend. Black Lotus 30 says she was Sisko's kind of girlfriend. Now, I know at some point Sisko had a wife and that Dr. Finn played the wife, unless the wife thing is not true, that it was a girlfriend the whole time. Boom, Nick Mason, you're welcome. That is Dr. Finn, Sisko's wife slash girlfriend slash side piece. Yeah, Mr. P 8680 DS9 became Defiant. She's a tough little ship. Oh, okay, okay. Toph Gorham says Dr. Finn was the character that married Sisko at the end. She was the second wife. Ooh. So she's just the leftovers. Now, I also know, I can't remember his name. I know his name, but I can't remember his name. I do know that the actor that played Tom Paris, he's involved with the show as well. I don't know if he's directing. He's probably directing. I don't know if he does writing or whatever, but Tom Paris is involved with the Orville. Wolf 359. Man, I haven't heard that phrase in a long time, Microsound. Now, Nick Mason, speaking of Odo, will we get a shape-shifting character? I mean, we do have, oh God, I just forgot his name. Yaphet. He's basically an unformed Odo. But will we get an actually like real shape-shifting type character, someone that can, you know, make themselves look humanoid but different? Toph Gorham says he directed, talking about Tom Paris. Yeah, Black Lotus 30. I love Tom Paris as well. He was the resident bad boy. No, Mr. Pete 8680. Wolf 359. Hashtag never forget. All right, we got some information coming in. Important information. Michael Cannon. We got John Sasser, I think it's how it said. 2 episodes. I guess we're talking about directing. Seth MacFarlane, 2 episodes. Jamie Babbitt, 1 episode. Ooh, Jonathan Calypso, 7 of 9. But that 7 of 9, though. I wouldn't mind showing 7 of 9 my 4 of 3. Yeah, Michael Cannon, Brandon Braga. I knew that one. James L. Conway, I know that one. Kelly Cronin, okay. Yeah, John Favreau, Jonathan Frakes. Tucker Gates, Kevin Hooks, Robert Duncan McNeil. That's Tom Paris right there, Robert Duncan McNeil. I haven't seen the latest episode yet, unless you're talking about Priya. As far as the Krill goes, the Krill has been our only. I'm trying to think. Okay, the Orvilles or the Krill has been our enemy. We knew that since episode 1. What was that ship? I'm guessing it was the Krill, the ship that Lamar blew up and went boom, bitch, which is still the funniest damn thing. Boom, bitch. Boom. I'm thinking that's a Krill ship because Priya was talking about escaping a Krill ship. All right, Michael Cannon, leave this show. You are now at, get out of here and go watch the Orville. It's on in your time zone. I have no time zone. Black Lotus 30, yeah, I wish the Orville has its own queue as well. We got to get something. What if Patrick Stewart played a godlike character? That was his, arch enemy in TNG, but now the tables are turned. Toph Gorham confirms that was the Krill. Microsound is talking about Vosh from Risa, the woman that, the little treasure hunter trickster that kind of became Picard's little affair. Every once in a while she'd pop up. I don't know who you're talking to, Microsound, but I predict Priya will be Captain Mercer's Vosh. She could pop up again. She won't remember him, but he'll remember her. And I think that's awesome. The possibilities of that storyline is just too good to pass up. Nick Mason says, I hope they don't do a queue on the Orville. I don't think that would be a good idea. Yeah, I can see that as well. It might be just going a little too far, a little too paralleling Star Trek too much. Because really, the show, of course, pays homage and parallels Star Trek as well as other things, Twilight Zone, a little bit of Firefly as well, because of the humor and all that. But yeah, it's Star Trek-ish, but only in looks, really. They got their own thing going on. I have a prediction, and of course, I don't know if they'll ever bring it up or allude to it, but I think that Star Trek, the crew of the Orville, the universe the Orville takes place in, I think Star Trek exists as Star Trek, the TV series. Star Trek is an old TV show. As the future started, as we started getting more advanced, things started getting more cool and technological. They decided the Star Trek was cool. That everything's coming, to look like they made everything look like Star Trek, just like the aliens from Galaxy Quest modeled their entire society on old TV shows Galaxy Quest, and that's why it looked that way. Toph Gorham has also thought of that theory, you guys. I'm wondering if they allude to it. I don't know even if they do think that, if the writers of the show actually, agree with that premise, if they ever, bring it up, it's just gonna be something they kind of allude to. They might just say, oh, yeah, just like, maybe they have a new technology, like, oh, cool. Oh, just like in Star Trek. Cool. Something like that. It'll be small. Bass4116 says they made a Star Wars reference. I think I remember that, but I can't remember. Enlighten us. Thank you, Laura Woodman. See, I think it's an awesome idea, too. Hopefully, I'll get a little bit more information on that, and I'll do an episode about that theory. I don't want to overload with too many episodes. Plus, I just don't have time to do a million episodes. So I'm going to try to do 3 episodes a week, plus a stream like this, as well as maybe a gaming stream, something where we just hang out, have a party. Maybe I'll go buy a 6-pack, get some baby hour. We'll have a good old time. Yeah, Seinfeld exists on the show, which also was great in that episode. You know, they started off watching, you know, that episode of Seinfeld where the junior mint falls into the person being worked on. And then at the very end of the episode, Isaac brings it back when he gives that secret message on the prompter. It says, "Captain, can you use a junior mint?" At first, I didn't even get it. I'm like, why did he say that? And then it took me a while. I'm like, oh, because it goes back to the Seinfeld episode. Play Star Trek Online on PC. Egotastic FunTime. Cosmo 9. Cosmo, speaking of Seinfeld and Kramer. Actually, I'd probably, if I did that, Cosmo, I'd probably call it Orville Fleet Time, or Talking the Orville Time, or Fleet, or something like that. Just because I want people to be attracted to the Orville and, you know, be Orville centric. I decided that I'm making Egotastic FunTime the channel, the network, you know, and then, you know, whatever I'm talking about will have its own playlist. Like right now, because I have my main playlist used to be all new episodes, and I put all new episodes on there. But then I said no, when I'm doing Orville, which is all I'm doing right now, I'll try to do some other episodes. But I have a whole separate playlist talking the Orville. That way people can tune in to just that show. One thing I want to do what I was sad about when I was last week when I was streaming Star Trek Bridge Crew virtual reality for you guys is the character creators and all that stuff is so limited in that game. What I wanted to do was make everything Orville related, you know, have the character, well, the look of the character doesn't even matter because no one can see him. But I wanted to do, you know, you can't rename anybody, you can't change the look of anything. I thought it would have been amazing. But you know what we could do sometime, even though it's really hard to stream with the VR stuff, because, you know, I do have to monitor things on the screen, which I can see you guys talking to me in the VR now thanks to an update, but I can't monitor streams and stuff like that. But it would be awesome if some of us got together and we actually played the game, because you have 4 players working together. We can all just work in our one station, which would be amazing. And we can just do it, you know, Orville style. Name our characters, Orville stuff. Maybe be in character. If that's so, I get to be Lamar, because I want to say "boom, bitch" like every 5 minutes. Ooh, Roberto Suarez says, I wonder if scripts that were never used in Trek could end up getting repurposed for Orville. Oh my God, because you know there's probably tons. I mean, they're already repurposing certain storylines. I swear to God that About a Girl episode was exactly like The Measure of a Man, which is one of my favorite damn TNG episodes. Mr. Pete says, no, CBS owns the rights. True. What I would say is Seth can always go, hey, Brandon Braga, what storylines never made it onto the show? We don't need the scripts. Just tell us the deets, and we'll fill in the tales. And then they can make some episodes. Roberto Suarez says some of those fan productions have done just that, yeah. Of course, oh, man, fan productions, Star Trek, which the last couple of years, there's been some quality stuff. And, of course, you know, CBS shutting that all down. Doug34 says, how about an episode of Bill and Ted watching the original series? Yeah. Oh, my God. Remember that in Bogus Journey when they paralleled that whole going up the mountain thing? That was hilarious. I think in the Orville, all the, you know, movies and pop culture stuff that we're all into, I'm sure it all exists with the Orville. And apparently everybody in the Orville stopped watching movies after the 90s. They just keep watching 90s stuff. Yeah, because the show is an actual homage to all sci-fi, really. What other stuff are they going to be borrowing from? You know, of course, we got Trek, which is why I would love it. But what if they threw in some sort of Doctor Who type thing? Now, of course, look, you know, watching the show, it's obvious that they take this show seriously. I mean, they take it seriously. They have some great stories. If the Starship Appear, I thought that was a TNG episode. I mean, the fact that they went on a ship, very big ship. It was all in, fake and, terraformed. What I don't know the word for it, but artificial environments, and the people were there for so long they forgot that they were in a ship. That was amazing. Inspector Space Time, yeah. Tyler, there's a lot of letters there. Tyler X2F01. Time travel, yeah. Laura Woodman, see, we did get a little bit of time travel in the Priya episode, back and forth. I mean, Priya came back. The Orville actually went forward in time when they went through the wormhole, and then Isaac gave that little cue, and they whipped their asses right back around because they had control of the ship back, and they were able to know that. But what I want to know is that giant ship that Priya was going to sell the Orville to or hand over to, that looked kind of like a giant ant nutsack ship. Is that ship, or is that race of people going to come back? Is that the mining consortium? What's going on? Are they going to figure a way to go back in time again? And then we're going to be dealing with those people again? We'll see. But why bring up such a big idea if we're not, and then, jump out of the storyline so quickly because it's just one episode without, revisiting that, because it's so damn interesting. Nick Mason says Doctor Who is all about time travel and would mess up the timeline even more. That would be dumb to do. Yeah, you're right. But it doesn't have to be a time travel thing. It could just be a character where you can tell they're kind of making fun of the Doctor Who thing. Maybe it's just a really smart guy who, kind of has that David Tennant acting style, but they don't do the whole time travel thing. Because, yeah, I am very weary of any time travel stuff. Even though it's one of my favorite things to do in an episode, you have to do it well, because that stuff gets sticky. I mean, you can just jack up plot holes galore. That's why, they would do time loops and stuff like that, which, you can contain the whole idea of it. Doctor Who, by the way, their time travel stuff, oh my God, I can't even keep track of that anymore. The whole universe should be just jacked up at this point. Oh, snaps. Black Lotus 30. This isn't a spoiler, you guys, okay? So I'm going to read it out loud. But the teaser for the next episode, which is 2 weeks from now, looks like it might have a lot of Lamar going on. So that's very good, because it seems like they probably couldn't even predicted this, but it seems like the fans are really latching on and really wanting to know more about Lamar more than anybody else. It's because he's the quietest. Like, he's obviously funny. He's obviously cool as hell. And he is quiet, and he just throws out the little one-liners once in a while. I do worry, though, that they're not going to flesh him out enough, and maybe we won't like knowing more about Lamar. I don't know. We'll find out. Nick Mason, just if anybody's got it, hook up with them if you're interested, Nick. Nick's going to play Star Trek Bridge Crew right now. 3 of you can join him if you're in on that shiz. I've actually never played it online yet. It's because I hardly play anything online because I'm so annoyed with lobbies, waiting for everybody to get together, and then you finally get everybody, and then like one person's like, oh shit, and then you drop out, and they gotta go, and you gotta start all over again. Yes, Toph Gorman, we do need a John Lamar episode now. Also, Nick Mason's being a little facetious. He said, she said. I don't know words, you guys. But he alluded that he could use a good crew. Well, Toph Gorham, types of games that I play, unfortunately, I don't get to play as much as I want because the show, Egotastic FunTimes. But I'm usually, GTA 5. I spent a lot of hours GTA 5, online and story mode. I stopped playing online just because every time I go back to story mode, I'm like, oh God, it's so great. There's a story to play and the world is more fleshed out. There's animals and things to do. So I usually do story mode. But I like those style of games, third person action. I'm waiting for Red Dead Redemption 2 to come out. Of course, it's going to be a few months. Toph Gorham, because you're too busy to have fun? Yeah, unfortunately. Just because when I decided to do this show, I was like, you know what, I'm going to give it all my time. I'm just going to keep doing it. And, it's been years at this point. It's like failure. Every episode is a failure. And I just kept doing it. I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to die a failure because then at least I failed like a rock star. Yeah, Rockstar is a great video game company, Toph Gorman. They're probably my favorite. And, I've done game streaming a pretty good amount. I mean, I'm not hardcore with it. But the problem with me is I do pick games that I'm like, these are horrible games to stream because they're just games that they're open world sandbox games. It's like, you can play them or you can go and see what the hell that thing is over there. What's that? Oh, it's just a bird. But, I'm the type of person who's like, oh, a squirrel. And I go over there and I just, must be boring. I also, I have a ton of games. No Man's Sky, which ended up, a lot of us know that was a disappointment. But also that's a game where it's like, you're just walking around doing nothing. It's like I need some red things in order to do anything, but I can't find any red things. Oh, it's hot outside. I better find some shade. Cobra Commander says, winning big at failing is my life's philosophy. Well, you know what? It's mine too. So we share that. We have that in common. Did we just become best friends? You want to go do karate in the garage? Or Krav Maga, maybe. Toph Gorman, you say try FTL. I'm blanking on that. What's that? I might know what that is. FTL. For the lose instead of for the win. Oh, I almost got Black Lotus Theory. I almost got Ark Survival Evolved. And then, but at the time I was like, I just bought some other games and I don't want to spend the money. And then I just watched a bunch of people streaming it. And I was like, okay, I feel like I played it. Faster Than Light. That sounds familiar. You talking about a game or are you just actually talking about the theory of light speed? Roberto Suarez also knows Faster Than Light. Fractured Vision knows Faster Than Light. Okay, I think I have heard of this now that you made the Star Trek comparison. I think someone else said that, Toph Gorham. Doug34 says, I like, what is that? I don't know the gal. Is that Galaxy Civilization 2 or Gal Civilization 2? Thanks, Nick Mason. I appreciate that you love my show. I love my show, but I've also hated my show a lot. But the last couple of weeks, thanks to you guys, I'm loving my show. This is amazing. I almost teared up. I was thinking about it. I'm like, oh my God, I've waited so long. And I started almost tearing up, but then I realized I just had to go to the bathroom, so I did that. Galactic Civilization 2. Yeah, I knew it was Galactic. Roberto Suarez says Fox should hire you. Oh, hire me? I thought you said they should hire someone for an official After Orville show. Well, I wouldn't turn them down. But also I have to, well, I was thinking, oh, I'd have to do a lot more research. I'm like, oh, but I'd love to do research. I'm like, oh, but I don't have time because of work. I'm like, oh, no, if they hired me, that'd be my work. So, yeah, let's do it. I'm ready. The only thing that stops me from doing, 2 episodes a day is the fact that I got to work. And that takes time. You got to get your 40 hours in every week, you guys. And you got to spend time getting ready, and you got to spend time getting home. And then after you get home, you're a little tired for a little bit because you worked all day. So, you got to chill out for a second, think what you're going to do, and then you zip up your pants and get to work. Microsound says, let's spam Fox. Well, I don't know if we have to spam Fox, at least not this season. The other day, Seth MacFarlane stated at Comic-Con via Skype that he's confident that we're getting a season 2 of the show. So I'm just going to, it's not official, but I'm going to say it's unofficial that we're getting a second season. But we might have to spam them during the second season. We got to go, what was that show with Skeet Ulrich, where it was like, there was a nuclear fallout and this one little Kansas town survived, and they canceled the show, and the fans said no, and they sent tons of, hundreds of thousands of pounds of peanuts, some reference to the show, to the studio. And the studio said, fine, we'll make another season, and they did. And I watched it, and it was actually a good season. I watched the whole show, and the last season was good, and it left you, a cliffhanger. But they said, no, that's enough. Jericho, that's it. The Walls of Jericho. Yeah, fractured vision. Okay, the gear behind me. I see a teleprompter and such. All right, let's explain my rig here a little bit. This is the rig I had since day one, a couple years ago. That's why I'm in heavy credit card debt. Well, that's a small fraction of the price. I also buy a lot of shit from Amazon. But the whole idea was I'd buy, something mid-range nice, have a nice setup, and then, hopefully at some point the show might, generate enough money to pay for it. At least break even so I can just do the show and, not have a thing. Anyway, I got a camera. I don't know the name of it. It's a Canon something or other. I haven't looked at the name of it in like 2.5 years. But it was the highest quality home video camera that I could find. It just, looks like a little camera, but it's great video. And then when I first started doing my show, I would just talk off the top of my head, have no plan. And so when I would edit, I had to cut out so much gibberish. And everything I said was like, yeah, in today's show, I would like to say, it's cutting words together. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start putting the work in and writing episodes, or at least, a structure that I can follow. So I actually have a teleprompter that keeps me on track. And I mostly do that once. I don't have to hardcore memorize lines or memorize thoughts, or so I can stay on track. And that way, only for the purpose of I can get that recording banged out, because that's my least. I hate performing for the camera. I like talking to you guys, and I love performing. I just, even though I'm not talking to anybody, it's just me by myself, I get butterflies in my stomach. I'm like, oh, let's just get this over with. I like getting into the editing. Half of my show is written for the camera, and then the second half of the show is written while I'm editing. I'm coming up with ideas while I'm editing. I just always want to get to that. So I have a teleprompter. I have a Kindle Fire, which works with the teleprompter. It actually, which is super cool. You just download a teleprompter program on your Kindle, put the script or a Word document in there, and it projects it on screen. And a teleprompter is nothing but a piece of glass that reflects whatever's underneath it. And then I have that little monitor right there, just because that teleprompter got in the way of the little window, the little viewfinder screen on the camera, so I couldn't see it to line up my shots. So I bought that little battery-powered thing. I can't remember how much it costs. Everything's not that expensive. And I can see myself But of course, it only takes a rechargeable battery. So every episode, I have to make sure if I'm going to do something, I have to make sure I had my battery charged. So I can run over there, plug it in while I'm recording. As soon as I'm recording, I unplug it and put it back on the charger because it doesn't last very long. This setup, you guys. Anyway, so yeah, the show is a little bit more than a webcam, I guess. So that was interesting. But thanks for asking the question. I hope I didn't go on too long about it. All right, so now I'm seeing Cobra Commander says, if Orville gets canceled, it will hopefully get saved by Netflix. And I hope so. And I hope so anyways. So even if it doesn't get canceled, you want it to go to Netflix. I'd be fine with that as well. Netflix is crazy right now. Netflix is making so much money. They have like a billion subscribers. And they're coming out with all these shows, and all the big stars are going there because they are throwing money at everything. Everything they do, Netflix is just like, oh, whatever you need, check, blank check, whatever you need, we'll pay you whatever you want to do. Oh, this is the type of show you want to do? We don't care. Do whatever you want to do. So people are loving Netflix because there's no people, saying, oh, you shouldn't do that. There's no execs breathing down their necks. The only thing I both love and hate about the Netflix shows is, when a new show comes on, boom, all episodes are available right then and there to binge and watch because Netflix and chill has kind of, become the norm now. But I do miss the opportunity to obsess about what's going to happen next on a show. And you have to wait all week, and you're formulating ideas, and you're talking to other people and say, oh, what do you think is going to happen? What we're doing right now. And, having something to talk about and get excited about and form a community around like we're doing here. No, instead you just watch the next one, and then you watch the next one, and then it's all over in one day because that's, it's only 11 episodes or whatever. And then you don't have anything to talk about. So it's a curse and a blessing. Whoa, Roberto Suarez says in other countries, Netflix does release shows on a weekly basis. So that's great. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's good or bad for Netflix. I don't know what their opinion on it is. I mean, they don't care what we enjoy. They just care that people are clicking and watching. And of course, if they put out an entire series at once, they're going to get that bulk view because people are going to be watching tons of people are going to be watching all of it in a very short span of time. So then it gets bumped up. See, you know why, Roberto Suarez, why they do stuff weekly is because they probably in other countries, shows that have deals with Netflix, the shows that you're watching on a weekly release are probably current shows that are pretty new. Whereas here in the US of A, those shows aren't on Netflix at all. They wait until the whole series is finished on their telecast, and then after a few months, they put them all on Netflix. So they're probably doing that because a lot of other countries on certain shows don't even have the opportunity to watch the show while it's airing. So they got a whole Netflix thing. Discovery is doing that. In other countries, Star Trek Discovery is available on Netflix, I think probably next day after a new episode airs on an app. It's a web series. Whereas here, you can only watch it on CBS All Access that you have to pay for. There's no other options except for there's some other options. You guys know what I'm talking about. Bob Mathis Freeman. Oh man, you've been here a long time, man. I want to appreciate you. Everybody show Bob Mathis Freeman some love. He's been hanging out, but he's got to run. But it's been great meeting you all. You know what, Bob? I hope to see you next time. We'll have an egotastic fun time talking to Orville. I almost, Roberto Suarez is talking about Better Call Saul, which, by the way, I love that show. But, yeah, I thought about doing an episode because previously, even just 2 weeks before starting the Talking to Orville, you know, I want to do an episode about Better Call Saul or, you know, some other show. But, you know, my idea was just to do one episode about Better Call Saul next week. Not next week, but in a couple days I'll do an episode about something else. This is the first time I said, hey, you know, I'm going to go full force onto one topic. And I'm going to do the Orville. And I didn't even plan on doing that with the Orville. I just did the one episode. And you guys, you know, liked it. So I'm like, let's just keep it going. And then after the second episode, I'm like, okay, that's all I'm going to do. Mr. Pete says, CBS, crappy butt stench. You know what, with CBS, CBS has had some great shows. Star Trek way back in the day before they canceled it. But overall, I don't like CBS. I don't like the way I don't like their shows, though they have some good ones. I don't like the look of their shows. I don't like the cinematography, the colors. I don't know what it is. It just looks so fake or forced or something. I don't know. I can't put it into words yet. Yes, Roberto Suarez, it is best to find a niche. And I never understood that. I've heard it a million times by all the how to do YouTube videos, which most of them are just recycling, regurgitating the same stuff. So find your niche. And I thought they meant find your style. I mentioned this earlier. But no, they really meant find that one thing. And so right now that one thing is the Orville. And then, you know, it's going to be the Orville the entire time. If there's 7 seasons of Orville, we're going to be doing this the whole time. But there's going to be what I'm calling the off seasons, where I'll be doing other, you know, after the Orville goes off air, I'll keep doing Orville episodes here and there, you know, spread them out because there will always be stuff to talk about. But I'll pick something else in the interim, you know, a new season of whatever I become passionate about. I'm not just going to pick anything, but something that I enjoy, that hopefully is something that Orville fans will enjoy, which it probably will because I'm an Orville fan. And we'll talk about that for a while, and then when that's done, Orville comes back, we'll be doing the Orville again. Toph Gorham. Okay, there's a question right there. Justin, what do you think of the last season of Game of Thrones? Well, let me tell you something. I'm not a huge Game of Thrones fan. I appreciate Game of Thrones. I like it. I know why people like it. But I did watch a bunch of the final season and then just a little bit throughout. I'm like, I'm way too far behind on this. That's a lot of incest to catch up on, you guys. But I did do an episode probably last month. It was a rant episode. Everything wrong with the last season of Game of Thrones. And it's, you know, it's just a comedy episode. I don't really hate Game of Thrones. Usually if I'm harping on something, it's just because it's fun to harp on. But it's one of my better episodes of my regular show. I thought that it ended up basically the way that I thought it was. I knew that the Witch King? No, what is he? I knew they were going to get that dragon. And I knew they were going to... Oh, spoiler alerts. I knew they were going to get that dragon. I knew they were going to get some zombie dragon fire to knock down that wall. And also my main thing with Game of Thrones is, and I'm gonna speak as a chauvinist pig. No, I was kidding. The Khaleesi doesn't get naked like she used to. She used to get naked all the time. And she said, no, you guys like it too much. No, I don't want to do it anymore because you should have put a ring on it if you liked it, you know? And so she doesn't get naked anymore. Now she dresses head to toe. The only exposed skin is her face, which is a nice face. She's cute, that girl. But she even wears gloves. What's going on? Yeah, Mr. Pete, that the very first, one of the reasons I didn't jump right into Game of Thrones is the first episode. I watched it a couple times because I kept trying, but the whole incest thing, I was like, oh, I don't want to get into that kind of drama. Even though I know this show is great, and they got some great characters. The Hound, come on, Yarp. All right, Fractured Vision. I know things get strayed. Fractured Vision wants to talk about Trek or Orville, and you know what? You're probably right. So somebody say something else. Star Trek. Hey, you know what I got, you guys? $5.99 for something we could get for free on demand is ridiculous. Yeah. And also, you can pay $9.99 for CBS All Access, Nick Mason, and have no commercials. Just for CBS. $10 for CBS. Oh, my God. All right, so I got something here to share with you guys. This is a random Star Trek quiz that we're going to go through right now. I'm probably done with this song. You know what? Let's do night music. Let's get scary and sexy at the same time. All right, this is a Star Trek quiz that we're going to do right now. I'm going to put it on screen. And at some point, oh man, it's already 10. All right, we're going to do a little bit of this, and then we're going to have to close this out, you guys, because you guys can do better than watching me. Mr. P says, I loved Enterprise. You know what? I did too. I loved it as well, and it took me a while, but I even love the theme song. Depends on your love, getting from here to there. And but yeah, the first 2 seasons of Enterprise were suspect. They took a long time to start getting good, and then 3 and 4 were season 3 and 4 were great, but man, they waited too long to get great, and so they said nope. To Paul, come on now. Yes, micro sound to Paul. I'll tell you right now, Tough Gorman, I will admit anything. That's true. I'm an open book. Even if I harp on something, even if I like something that's not cool, I don't care. I don't care if I'm talking to the manliest dude in the world. I'll own up to it because I don't care. Yeah, I like Gilmore Girls. All right, let's get to Trek. All right, so we have this quiz here. Can you name, I'm going to read it out because the screen is small, you guys, I know. It says, can you name the main crew from each Star Trek series? Oh, come on, of course. Do they have another random? We're not even going to do that. That's talking down to us. Can you name the main crew from each Star Trek series? All right, let's go to another random Star Trek quiz. Voyager episode or Epsom Derby? Okay, this is called Voyager episode or Epsom Derby winner. That sounds pretty good. I swear to God, if this is just some BS. It said start quiz. Oh my! I don't know what is going on here. All right, so we'll try this out and see what happens. Camelot. I guess we got to type in what it is. We might not do this. This might be stupid. I'm going to put Epsom Derby winner. Is that how we do that? Cold Fire. All right, I already hate this, you guys. You know what? I'm sorry for even bringing this stupid thing up. This is so 1996 internet. What is this stupid page? This stupid website. We're getting off this. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to stop this crap. Yeah, that's too easy. There's got to be a higher quality quiz here. Let's find it. All right, here's something. Let me see. Okay, we got one here. From on allthetests.com, Star Trek The Next Generation quiz. Think you're a TNG fan? Well, let's find out. I'm going to share this shiz, you guys. Here we go. All right. What instrument does Commander Riker play? Oh, come on. That's easy. Start throwing out some answers real quick. I mean, I won't take long because we all know what this is. As soon as I see one right answer, I'll go ahead and click it. What instrument does Commander Riker? Boom! Micro sound. Tromboned. You know that. All right. What instrument does the captain learn? I'm not even going to finish that question. I put my hand over it, but you guys can't see that. What instrument does the captain learn to play, which ends up being decades of experience during the course of the show? Justin places tromboner for the previous question. Boom! Fractured vision, skin flute. Microsound, flute. Justin plays flute. Black Lowe's 30, flute. Yeah, this is way too easy. This shiz better get for reals. So, you know, if it stays easy, we'll just have fun making fun of how stupid it is. Maybe there's a rating system. We can all type in how stupid it is. In the first episode, what does Captain Picard ask Commander Riker to help him with? First episode, that's a good one. What does Captain Riker ask Commander Riker? Captain Picard asked Commander Riker to help him with understanding how the new engines work, solving a murder mystery, his image with children, help him learn the names of everyone. Ooh, I'm leaning towards that. Monitoring the mood of the crew. I'm going with help him learn the names of everyone. What do you guys say? People are still coming up with dirty names for Picard's flute, which I think Picard's flute sounds pretty dirty. Mood with the crew and his image with children. Microsound says kids. Mood of the crew. We're going back and forth. Murder mystery. What if there's no all the above? Well, I want to say his image with children. Now, as well as that, just like Toph said. So if we're wrong, you can make fun of me and Toph. Oh, but I also want to learn the names. Oh, let's go image with children. That's what the first thing I saw. Oh, it doesn't even tell us. Damn it. Stupid quiz. When Patrick Stewart asked Gene Roddenberry to give him more information on the character of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, Roddenberry sent him what books? The Pirate Captain by Carrie Lynn, The Story of Robin Hood and His Merry Men by Lawrence Edward Watkin, Moby Dick by Herman Melville. Captain Ahab has to catch his well. The Time Machine by H.G. Wells or Horatio Hornblower by C.S. Forrester. Now, I don't know why he would say Moby Dick. Picard's not a Moby Dick type, though they did bring up Moby Dick in First Contact. I don't know if they did that as an homage to something that happened. Doesn't make sense. I don't know what Horatio Hornblower. Here we go. I'm going with Doug 34's answer. Oh, do I get to pick two? No, just one. So I'm going Horatio Hornblower by C.S. Forrester. A lot of people are saying Moby Dick. All right. Who is in Data's family? Gene, Brent, Grant, Vinny the Fool, and Cousin It. No. Ira Graves, Noonien Soon, Juliana Soon, Lore, B4, and Lol. That sounds about right to me. He's an android. He has no family. Noonien Soon, Beatrice Soon, Lore, B4, Lol, and Gilbert. I don't know who Gilbert is. Gilbert Gottfried? Oh, yeah, Gilbert Gottfried. Noonien Soon, Lore, and his android cat named Mittens. Spot. Don't try to fool me. So, I can't remember who Ira Graves is, but you guys are saying the second one. That feels right to me. All right, here we go. Damn it, I keep forgetting we're not going to get the answer yet. The following is true regarding NCC 1701-D. The warp drive generator is located on the bridge. Its impulse is faster than its warp speed. Oh, come on. It fires missiles that have to be loaded manually. Its holodecks can make real live people when used with the transporter. The saucer separates from the... I'm not even going to wait for you guys. It's the saucer. Because all the rest of them were idiots. No, not idiots. They're stupid answers. The warp drive generator is located on the bridge. I don't think so. No, it's that. We already know that. What did Data name his cat? We all know this one. I'm not even going to read them. Boom. Justin Place almost said Spot. He meant to, but he typoed it to Sweet. Microsound Spot. Justin Place Spot. He corrected himself. Black Lowe's 30 Spot. Yes, it's Spot. Though they tried to trick us previously by calling him Mittens. Pet him and tell him he is a good kitty. The bridge that Scotty recreated on the holodeck of Enterprise NCC 1701-D was from which ship? Some of these I'm not even going to wait because It's got to be Constitution Class Enterprise NCC 1701, right? I'm right with that, right? Yep. Didn't even read the other ones. Look how many letters and words there are on these other ones. That's crazy. What is the song Data is trying to whistle in season 1 on the holodeck? Oh, that's a good one. I'm pretty sure I know which one it is. Wasn't he on the holodeck with Wesley, and there was like a babbling brook or some crap? What is the song Data is trying to whistle in season 1 on the holodeck? Yep, I see it right there. Toph Gorham. I almost called you Gorman. Toph Gorham. Pop goes the weasel. Boop. Oh, here comes the last one. For the last question, how about a nice, easy one? Beverly Crusher has a son of a bitch called... What is Beverly Crusher's son called? What could it be? Oh my gosh. Yep. Wesley, the Shut Up Crusher. Shut up, Wesley. Let's get our test results. You guys ready? Remember that time, before I hit this, remember that time Captain Picard and Wesley shared a sandwich on the shuttle? And they went on that little trip together. Isn't that nice? All right, here we go. Test results. Boom. Star Trek Next Generation goes, wow, you ranked Admiral. You spend your time wisely and will accomplish great things. Oh my God, we're going to get a fortune out of it. You spend your time wisely and will accomplish great things in your life if you haven't already done so. For even more trivia, blah, 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 blah. We're going to accomplish great things because of all the TV we watch. That's always good. Well, that was a lot of fun. Let's go back here. All right, you guys, it is 10:23. I promised myself I would get some sleep because I'm doing, besides going to work, I'm in the process of a move. This is my new apartment. I'm moving from my old house to my new apartment. And tomorrow starts the big move where I actually get a couch and some other stuff and a treadmill. I have my treadmill I'm bringing over here so I can drop some pounds so I can make more Orville episodes and possibly get into some Star Trek episodes as well. But that's it. That's all I wanted to talk about today. And seriously, guys, this has been amazing. I thought maybe. Thank you, Cosmo9. Thank you so much. This has been amazing. I had no idea I was going to make thousands of new friends this month. And this has been amazing. I've had the greatest time talking. I didn't think I was going to get 30 minutes into this thing, into this stream. And even the first 30 minutes was like, oh, God, what's going on? And then you guys, because you're awesome and you had a lot of great stuff to talk about, some of the stuff I even, had loaded up to try and do awkwardly, like that test. Didn't even have to do it. We were just chatting. And if anybody has a chance to go watch the Orville right now, I have to wait till tomorrow. And, God, I got to move, so I have to sneak it in somewhere. Do so. And thanks again to my brand new Patreon pals and those who've tipped. You guys are great. Though my newer Patreon pals, even though I mentioned you tonight, I'm going to be mentioning you in official episodes because you guys deserve it a little bit more, TLC, see if I can F with you a little bit and, we'll have a good time. I want to thank you guys so much. Real quick. Don't forget to check out Egotastic FunTime Twitter page just because it is dedicated to the Orville. If you just go on Twitter, go on there and just leave my profile up, talking the Orville, Egotastic FunTime, you're going to get a constant stream of everything going on Orville on Twitter. It's just nonstop 24/7. So if you guys are into that, if you want to stay up to date, go do that. Special shout out to the Facebook. I'm not affiliated with it, but the Facebook Orville community group, best community you can ever be a part of. It's all about the Orville, 15,000 fans, way more conversation going on than even we got here, and it's nonstop. So check that out away. That's all my plugs. If you want to check out the new Arbor Day, Happy Arbor Day Got Wood t-shirt on the Egotastic FunTime store on Amazon.com, go ahead and do that. I will hopefully have one to show you guys soon because the whole reason I created it is because I wanted to to own one, and they don't have anything to buy yet. But Toph Gorman, how do we give you all our money? Well, apparently there's a $sign down there, and I guess you can tip me, but you don't have to do that. I do like money, but I just want to be with you, man. Also, Toph needs a routing number to send it. Oh, let me get you my account number and my routing number. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. Oh, let me get my social. Yeah, probably is a good idea to give my social security number as well. But also, you can go to, if you want me to, whether you do it or not, I'm going to be making episodes. You can go to Egotastic FunTime on Patreon. There's a link probably in this description. I think it's an automatic link that you can click on and become a Patreon, and I'll be mentioning you on the show, and we'll be chatting, and eventually I'll be having special content only available on Patreon. So we'll get into that. I mean, maybe I'll do like a Hugging the Donkey show or something like that. I don't know what they allow on Patreon. But again, I love you guys. I'm not going to ask you a question to put in the comments, because once the stream is over, this entire chat goes away and the chat starts over again for all the new people watching the show post this live stream. So, I'll put some information. We'll chat on there as well. Anyway, I love you guys. Donkey Huggers Unite. Let me give a special shout out to all the names I see right now. Doug 34, Tina, baby. Anyway, you're great, Tina. Black Lotus 30, Mr. Pete 8680, Toph Gorham, Nick Mason. I think I said Doug 34 already, but if I didn't, there is Hayut Anu. Look at that thing he put. And then saying is Tina Foil Hats, tinfoil hats. You are all Orville. I don't know. We don't have things yet. But anyway, some of us are calling ourselves Orvillites, which was great, but I heard the term Orvillians, and I'm going with that. That's the one that, touched my heart. Anyway, I'm going to figure out how to stop this broadcast. I think I just did. I'll see you next time, probably in a couple days, with a episode about Gordon's missing leg. Spoiler alert. And I hope all your times are egotastic fun times. Love you. Bye-bye.